Hello, everybody. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time it is for you where you are. Happy Sunday. Welcome to the weekend. I'm Hazel. This is Kira. You good? Yeah, you good. How you guys doing today? Good morning. Morning, chat. Howdy, squad. Armco, thank you very much for a 14-month resub. Appreciate it. Hello, Hazel and Kira. Hey, guys. Theme of on back. I hope snowboarding went good. I hope you still have all your toes. I think it's starting to warm up a little bit. We had a bit of a dusting of snow last night, but the way the sun's coming out this morning, I bet it will not stick around for long. Greetings from sunny Florida. Guild was so mad when I used all the scouting toys yesterday. Yeah, it's one nice, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like, if they don't want to see achievements in guild chat, I think there's a toggle that they can opt out of it. Maybe not. But I used to, if I was doing this on a new character, either try to do it before I joined the guild, or I would do it like in the middle of the night. Like I wouldn't wake up in the middle of the night explicitly to learn all the scouting maps, but if I was already up, or just like I noticed that there was nobody on, I was like, quick, get them all in, get them all in. Cold, electric socks came through, toes were toasty, very few people on the mountain. Oh, that sounds awesome. Good morning, good morning. I am, back when I was mission tabling my heart out, I used to log in and out of, I don't know, like 20 something alts every single day. And I used to be like, man, people that have login notifications like that show blank has come online, blank has gone offline, blank has come online. They must hate me. They must really not be about that. But we're gonna do this here. I killed another rare this morning on this character when I logged in that cave that she was living in the Barrens, and it dropped me the same belt that it's dropped me the last like 4 or 5 times. So I'm giving up on the axe for the moment. I'm going to Pandaria. I'm gonna do, I think, those Kunlai Summit quests that I started but probably won't finish my Evoker. Actually, speaking of my Evoker in Pandaria, before I do anything, I want to see if I can kill that rare that might drop me the kidnapped puppy crate, because I really want to get a setup that lets me farm Viscidus. I don't know why this is so important to me. Pickles919, thank you very much for the 21-month resub. Good morning, Hazel and Kira. Is there anything better than a sleeping puppy in your lap and a comfy Hazel stream? I don't know if there is. Sleeping puppy. Does that last long? I haven't had a puppy in memory. Like, the last time I was around a dog that was like a puppy, I would have been a young child with my parents doing most of the heavy lifting for me. Do they sleep long when they're asleep? I understand they have to go outside often. That's about the extent of my practical knowledge. All right, Pandaria. Oh, I know one way to get to Pandaria. Like, seeing that stuff makes it feel like other people exist. I opted out of it. I turned it off. There's a settings somewhere that lets you disable the online offline toasts. Mostly just because, I don't know. I have this idea of keeping my chat log as clear as possible, and I don't know if it's because I want to be able to like see, I don't know, my loot, or, I mean, I know the toasts aren't even chat log. I think it's just that I'm trying to like calm down. Oh, sorry, baby girl. I'm trying to filter down the tidal wave of just like information coming at me through the game. So anything that I can kind of do without, I will do my best to turn off. Doesn't really work. It's a good intention, I suppose. Outing after run 2. Glad I can drop in while I can. Leveling log farming. Good, yeah. I've begun farming old raids on my Evoker, because all the things says I need a lot of things, and all the things is not wrong. I think I'm mostly just enjoying the downtime. We're in kind of a quiet period right now. It feels like, at least for me, I'm pretty much done with the raid. I think we're gonna keep raiding, but it'll be kind of like a one-night clear, sort of a social situation. I'm not really progressing anymore. I'm pretty sure like we're done with keys. I know the rest of my key group is taking a key break for the Diablo 3 season, I believe. That's happening sometime around now. And then after that, I want to say there was some talk about us doing like a Valheim server, which would be fun. Find these periods really nice. Yeah, me too. Me too. 12 weeks, 2-hour-ish naps. Aw. Goodest of morning friends. Happy Sunday. Happy snowy day, Hazel. Hi, honey bun. Too many things in the chat window can be overstimulating. Yeah, I'm rich because I complain about being overstimulated when I 100% do it to myself. You know, if I want the brain to calm down and I want the overall noise to quiet down, all I need to do is just like stop because I'm generally the one doing it to myself with my own devices. Jumped into Guild Wars 2. Ran a 15 yesterday though with guildies. Oh, nice. Timed my first 20 key. Congrats, Islewind. 7 to go. You got this. I think we have lots of time in the season, especially because whenever 1007 does come out, that's going to involve some more power upgrades for people. But the keys, as far as I understand, aren't scaling up any further. Like the actual season content's not getting any harder. So there's going to be kind of a power boost for us on the way. What's on the agenda today? I want to, well, it kind of depends on whether or not, if I can just get this item from this rare that I've been farming. Then I could do old raids, like classic raids on the Evoker to try to work on the all the things score. Because I don't want to go back to, AQ without some means of self-solo beating up Viscidus. I can freeze him, no problem. It's the melee damage that I struggle with. So there's a rare up here that spawns fairly often that you can just spam farm for this trinket, I want to say it is. And in theory, it should not be a very difficult farm, but practically, I've killed him a number of times. I guess I don't know how many, but I don't have the item yet. And you don't see him up at this particular moment. So I'm just going to leave my Evoker here, log back onto that Shaman I was leveling. I was almost tempted to leave that Shaman, level 34 Honey Plum, just leave her in the cave where she was camping those rares out front of the Wailing Caverns entrance, and then start another alt. I was like kind of looking at the character creation screen last night, and then I thought, nah. Nah. No way. Feeling very excited for the human heritage armor now. I guess that's the other reason to get this character leveled, is I suppose she is how I'm going to be getting orc heritage armor. So I suppose I should probably level her and get some orc. Oh, should I focus on doing org rep as I'm leveling, actually? That's a thought. I was going to go to Kunlai to work on Mog, but maybe the true Mog that we've been journeying towards all along was heritage armor, and I need more org rep for that. I mean, you can do like the tabard and like, I don't know if you can still do the tabard and the Cata dungeon thing or like the old dungeon thing. I think you can. But let me see. I am, because you need exalted, right? I'm halfway honored with Orgrimmar. That's an interesting thought, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to need org rep. Honeyplum could have a sibling. Can't play anything. Laptop decided to stop working. Oh, I'm sorry. New one should come Tuesday. That's exciting. Tabard Cata BC dungeon still works. Okay. Tabard and the Mechanar, easy rip. Okay, yeah, so maybe I shouldn't worry about it so much. Maybe that's something I can just sort out real quick at endgame. There's not going to be anything in here. Yeah, well, okay, there is something in there, but there shouldn't be. I guess Trader's Tender is like character... It shouldn't be characters. I'm so confused. I thought this was an account-wide feature because that would make sense, right? But she just picked up... I don't know. Should I spend it? You can see the things that I already bought. Trader's Tender. I mean, it is a currency. It doesn't say anything about being account-wide. I think that's a bug. So should I not spend it so I don't get banned? When I looked, my tender didn't go up. It's account-wide as far as I know. If I check real quick, at least I'm in a rested area. If I check real quick on my main, will she have 600? I'm glad that they came out with Trading Post in time for February, because I did enjoy shopping for the things. I enjoyed getting my new Mog, but they definitely have some ironing to do. Okay. So she has currency-wise. Okay, she has 600 Trader's Tender too. Okay, so I must have had that already. It is account-wide. I don't need to spend it because I already decided not to. It's not bonus. It's the same stuff I had before. Okay. That scared me. It kept telling me, like, all throughout the month, hey, go back. You've got more. And I thought, I don't think I do. Alrighty. Well, does that mean that I'm taking Honeyplum back to Pandaria? I think it does. I think I want to work on Kunlai Summit quests. I think I can actually get far enough to get some transmog if I Pandaria time walking, just flight path my way out to the village where the quests start, and then go from there. She can fly, which is good. She can't epic fly yet. That's coming in another 6 levels, but I'm still doing that thing where I really want, oh, you leaving? See you later. To sort of self-fund on this character, so all of the gold that she has currently 2,758 gold. And that's all from selling the stuff that she picked up on while leveling, like a lot of ore, a couple of pieces of transmog, mostly ore and herbs. And she's up, and then, you know, like quest rewards and whatnot. So she's up to 2,700 gold. I guess I want to take the portal there, eh? Maybe I'll set my Hearthstone to Orgrimmar. It's set to the crossroads right now. However, it's going to set me back 4,500 to get epic flying, unless there's some kind of additional rep discount I can get, but I don't think so. I think I'm just looking at 4,500 no matter what. So, because I'm already honored, and I thought that was when you got the rep discount. Maybe they changed it. Well, anyways, she needs another, you know, 1,500 gold. But I think that, I don't know if I'll get it within, you know, five and a tiny bit levels, because I'm almost done with this level. I don't think I'll get it that fast, but I think I have a better chance if I'm in... Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Excuse me. Ugh, okay, fine. I just wanted to go. I think I have a better chance if I go to Pandaria, because Ghost Iron ore still has quite a good sale rate. It's pretty easy to get. The herb's not worth so much, but the ore is pretty juicy. Simple Mog, but the giant rocket abuses me. I can't, I guess I could find a mount that fits her better. And I might want to. No, that's a cataclysm thing. That's not what we're doing. We got to take the airboat, skyboat. You know, take portal. Level by gathering, that would probably help. Yeah, I think that Ghost Iron will take me pretty far. So I need to make sure that I pick up. I can't train Pandaria mining here, but I think I can do it in like one of the first hubs that I get to in Pandaria. So we're just gonna pretend that we're brand new. It's the first day of MOP. I am 20 years old again, or however old I was when that came out. It was a while ago. Health Scream's Fist, yeah. Continue to be ridiculous. What else would I wear? She's right now, her Mog is very earthy, you know? It's very muted, which makes sense. She's a shaman. She's adventuring. She's practical. She doesn't want to wear, well, she's not that practical, but she doesn't want to wear anything that is going to show stains and look too out of place with them, because it's going to get stained. So she was looking for a flying mount. I mean, it might be, I haven't ridden a Wind Rider in a really long time. They have, well, it's because they look weird. I guess weird's a hard thing to say. It's like you've put a dragonfly mask on top of a bobcat. Not a bobcat. I don't know. Just turned 20. When MOP came out, I'm assuming you mean. Otherwise, happy birthday to me! Grand Wyvern. Do Siege of Org when she's high enough. Get the Dark Shaman set. That's a nice, easy, guaranteed drop rate, right? I can just get it. It'll be like when I just got the Chosen Dead set out of Trial of Valor. You just get the Mog. Yeah, Grand Wyvern might work. I could also try to do something like MOP related. You know, maybe she's enjoying her vacation to Pandaria. Tried by Goat soloing on Taurus. What a pain A&R is. Did you get past it? I feel like I could solo A&R if I just practiced it long enough, but it's such a pain in the butt that I don't want to. But I really do want to full clear that raid for the transmog. Like, even once I unlock the skips that let me go to the end and try for the Urzel, I still want to kind of farm everything for the Mog. Which is going to mean getting past A&R, which is, I guess, your other option if you don't want to solo A&R is to bring another person in there with you to do A&R together. I bet I could ask Flabby for that. We've done that before. We used to do that. Maybe once a week we would just go do Mythic and Taurus. and goes better that way, but it's also something that I tend to do in voice just to make sure everybody's going to the praxis at the right time. Oh, I have a targeting reticle, that's right. I never really do the Horde intro quest on this side. I usually do the Alliance one, and on the Alliance one you're moving a little bit more often. This is, I don't know. I don't know if it's better. There's a video I watched, took like 7 tries. I applaud your determination. They just have such pretty transmog. Now, I could level in the Jade Forest. The trouble is, I mean, there's transmog that I need. I think, and there's transmog I need from quests, and there's transmog I need from rares. I think part of my trouble is that there are some really slow vehicle scenario type quests in Jade Forest where you're like finding out what happened to the group of people. I don't remember who any of their names are. It was the one that had Socks the Bandicoot. And usually if there's a transmog that I don't have, it's usually behind that. I guess this isn't it. This is at the Tian Monastery. I might be able to do it. Breadcrumb quest. Okay. Oh boy. I guess I don't start as I don't spend an awful lot of time starting as hordes, so maybe the horde quest lines will be fun. Right. I won't. 90 silver. You used to get a lot more than that for this. It's been tuned down. All right, nice. Level 35. I am gonna spend my point on. I guess I should take one of these two. Yeah, just that's nice and easy, straightforward. It's always something with Anduin. Make it so you can still hold content. Yeah, most of the time you can. It's just there's well, I'd say a few fights. The only one I can really think of is A&R that are just set up in such a way that there's really no doing them alone. I feel like they have in the past occasionally gone back and worked on stuff like that. I want to say the first fight of HFC got some changes at some point to make it easier to farm because it was so horrifically awful to do. So I don't think I have to do this. I think I can, if I want to, I can just head over to the village, get my mining training, figure out where I want to start towards getting these mogs, and then just do that. I don't think I need to do like the intro quests. Hello, excuse me. I would like to train mining and herb. I know somebody here will let me do it. I would have probably a difficult time finding my way around in the Alliance one, and that's the one I always do. So I'm just going to kind of look at everybody. There's a stable master. There's an innkeeper. I love the Pandaria inns. They're so cozy looking. You've got like these little bowl-shaped beds that I feel like you could just float yourself down a river on. You know, you got like a chest for your stuff. You got some windows. You got some privacy screens. You got like a nice bath. Kind of. Something like that. Imagine having your house have like a nook built into the wall that you've just nestled your bed into. I guess what you could do is if you buy a house with a walk-in closet and you don't mind having like no air circulation, you just take out all the shelving, shove a bed in there, and then congratulations, you have a wall nook. All right, we're not giving up. Despite the fact that I have not seen any profession trainers really of any kind. Are they angry with me? Is it because I haven't saved their village yet? Or is there more up top maybe? This could be promising. Oh, there's a mining trainer. Woo! There we go. Not angry. No village saving required. Ghost Iron Bar is perfect. Just because if you don't train it, you won't be getting any skill points, and you also won't be getting as much. You'll get like 1 piece of ore per node. You can pick them up, but you won't get as much. And I need all the Ghost Iron that I can get to sell. House with a bay window, close that in. Laying nook in the living room. One-handed gloves for transmogs like shoulders. You want to wear just one glove? I think it would be inaccurate to assume that I have any special asking powers, but it's a cute idea. Should it be sparkly? The glove. The single glove. I feel like that's a reference to something that's kind of going over my head right now. All right, I'm gonna ditch these. We can pick them up later if we need them, but I don't think we do. I want to know how much experience I get just from herbing. I don't think that these herbs are going to be nearly worth, like, they might just be worth vendoring. I have a feeling that nobody really wants Pandaria herbs for anything. You'd think they'd be good for at least making, I don't know, glyphs or something. But, yeah, 25 silver a piece. That is barely more than what they vendor for. You may as well just vendor them. But I think it is still worth picking up for the... I forgot to look at the XP. Let me try again. I do have a bit of rested, but... yeah, it is still worth doing for the XP. Okay. Alright, forget that. This one, let's alt-right-click, plot that on a... so it's a breadcrumb quest. So we go down to Dawn's Blossom, we pick up a breadcrumb quest, it sends us back up. Oh no, we don't need to. We can just go pick up the High Elder. We don't need to go all the way down there. We can just go here. Because I want this belt and this belt. I apparently want the belt. I'm missing some pieces and I'm going to pick them up. Ooh, ghost iron. Lying here in a silk pillowcase thinking about lying on the cocoon of a worm. I did my laundry yesterday and I too have a silk pillowcase. It's perhaps a little bit less mandatory now that I'm not trying to preserve curly hair. But it's still nice, you know, people get them for skincare too. I guess, you know, the wrinkles of your face slip past it a little more easily so they don't end up creased into your cheek by the time you wake up. But I did my laundry kind of late and I didn't hang it up very thoroughly. I kind of sort of hung it up. I like draped it a little bit over like a doorknob. But I must have had something else on my mind or somewhere else to be because I do not recall. I didn't hang it up properly and there were still big wet patches on it when I went to bed. So I just kind of flipped it to the dry side and hoped for the best. Your favorite Studio Ghibli movie? Would you really hate me if I said I don't know if I've seen any? I've seen them on Netflix while I was browsing. But I don't think I've ever sat and watched one. Okay. Oh yeah, that's great. We're getting like 4 ghost iron per, and that stuff is gonna sell. Spirited Away, definitely recommend them though. Watch them, they're amazing. Okay. 3 gold each? Okay. As long as it sells quick. As long as we're not sitting on it forever, that'll be something. That's worth more than copper ore, I'll take it. Kitty cat returns. Delivery service. Yeah, they definitely have a few of them on streaming services. I watched, I ended up renting Triangle of Sadness last night because had I heard a lot about it? I don't know. I think I had just seen it on the front page of like some menu. And I'd seen that it was like nominated for awards or winning awards or something, and then something that said that it was quite funny. So I thought, yeah, okay, sure, I'll see what it's all about. And I watched the whole thing, and I think I was like, I enjoyed it, and I'm still thinking about it, which is a good sign for a movie. But I definitely went into it expecting something else, and it was like, apparently I was reading some interview from the director that said they started with like a lot of footage and it took them a long time to edit it down. And it still felt like it had a lot of footage. Bold title to try and sell. Yeah, it's an interesting movie, but it's really more, I would say, artsy than it initially pitches itself as. It's definitely very much like an exploration of different themes, and it kind of just feels like a collection of metaphors. It does function as a story, but if you're going in expecting like a really cohesive, you know, easily wrapped up, digestible, explained tale, then you're going to be a little bit confused. All right, I should probably take a real, hang on just a second, PRV. I'm back. The one with the cruise in the island? Yeah, it's the one with the cruise in the island. I think it's going to catch a lot of comparison to Parasite because both of them are films that are ostensibly like black comedy movies that deal with like class hierarchy and that category of themes. But I thought that Parasite did a better job of making you, I don't know, connect with the characters or at least understand them a little bit better. And I think Parasite, I mean, it's not a one-to-one comparison, but I think that this, like, Triangle of Sadness was funny. It had funny moments, but it definitely didn't feel like a comedy the whole way through, or even most of the way through. It felt like a set of essays that had some jokes in it. I'm going, oh, hi, kitty cat. You gonna cuddle up? I'm stuck in a building. I'm trying to go downstairs. You know what I want to watch? The Menu. That I have not heard of. Pitch me. Parasite's excellent. Tough to compare anything to it. Yeah, I guess so. This one was just like, I think Triangle of Sadness is, not only did it win, I don't know, some film festival award. I'm not really like a film buff or anything, but it's up for like Oscars, including Best Picture. I guess I haven't seen the rest of the movies. I don't know. Also, awards kind of don't really mean a whole lot anymore. If they ever did, I've gotten a lot more cynical about that, but I don't know. Black comedy about the fetishization of food content. Ooh, that sounds kind of cool. It was good, a little disturbing. Menu's a little disturbing, but it's good. Okay. I would say one other caveat about Triangle of Sadness, if you're on the fence about watching it, is if you are not prepared to see vomiting, you will not like it. Or you'll just have to kind of squint your way through a 15-minute sequence in the middle. It's not like the whole movie is vomiting centric, but there is a very long vomiting central sequence that it will stick with you, even if you mostly close your eyes for most of it. I'm gonna talk about something else because it's coming back to me. Spoilers. I think that I don't think that's a spoiler. I think that's a content warning. It's good. Okay. Was it this? Yeah, it was. Okay, courteous guess. We're oranges. Oranges, you betcha. Hi, kitty cat, you're back. It's so cute how she'll just sit up here with me like this. I mean, she's cute in general, and it's... Hey, excuse me. Pardon. Beg your pardon. Oh yeah, I guess I can just take them off of the thieves. That went fast. Yeah, she'll generally speaking follow me around room to room. She'll still disappear if I go anywhere close to the vacuum, but she's pretty brave. She comes right back out once we're done. It's been so beautiful and sunny the last couple mornings after like really cold, windy nights. Very high contrast weather. What is a content warning if not a well-intentioned spoiler, right? Minor inconsequential gameplay favor. Yeah. What can I do for you? Oh, hi, kitty cat. Are you itchy? You need help? You need help? Lightning shield. Oh, yeah. There we go. Yeah, I think I am just gonna keep riding the rocket around. It's just so surreal to me that I have one. Alright, so we do a little skip. Yummy vegetarian lunch ideas you've been enjoying? Need inspiration? Ooh. It depends on how far in advance I thought. The answer is usually not very far. A lot of days I've just been kind of putting together sort of like a snack plate, but having that as lunch. So, you know, like a little dish of some nuts and some sliced or steamed veggies, and then like a piece of fruit, and then some slices of cheese, maybe a little bit of Greek yogurt, just, I don't know, hitting a couple different food groups, piece of toast, that kind of thing. And then you just keep putting it onto a plate until you're like, yeah, that's probably enough food. And then you eat it, and then you're like, all right, that'll do. It's Not exactly cooking, which I think is the appeal. But I've been a little uninspired when it comes to food. What did I make? I made, I, out of curiosity, bought this plant-based taco stuffer, which is basically just, I suppose, trying to emulate beef. And I made that. I did tacos for dinner last night, and I did not expect them to be very filling, I guess, because I'm a fool. And they were very good, but they were excessively filling. I had big plans for I'm just gonna have some dinner and go for a walk, and I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna get a few more things done, and I had some dinner, and then I'm like, nope, I'm comatose now. That is the end of things I'm doing for the day. I have a butternut squash on my counter, and it's been kind of like, usually squash, I guess I should have kept it in a cupboard. Squash usually like hangs out for a while and has the courtesy to wait for me to figure out what on earth I'm gonna do with it. And this one's starting to look like a little dinged up, which doesn't make any sense because it was just like sitting on a kitchen counter. And I got up a bit early recently, and I realized that it gets direct sunlight early enough in the morning. And I had no idea, because by the time I usually get out of bed, the sun's moved. And it's not hitting that counter anymore. But apparently, at the right time of the morning, it will get sunshine, which is not so good for its long-term health. So I need to just cook it into something. The easy thing to do is just soup. I had some kind of like a lentil curry that had butternut squash in it for reasons. So I could always do that. Triple bittered ale? Yeah, okay. I'm not 100% clear on if I'm... Attention, shared appearances. Oh, hang on. No. Training starts now. Okay. So I can turn this in, but I don't want to get too far off my quest line here. I don't actually need to do those, I don't think. I think we can go this way. There we go. Lightning ship. Aubergine potato korma the other day, which was delish. I feel like I'm the only non-baker post-pandemic. I was more of a baker pre-pandemic. I used to, not all the time, but semi-regularly, I would make like some cookies or some brownies or like a cake, or I don't know. I used to bake sweets somewhat often, a couple times a month. And I don't know what happened to me, but it just doesn't do anything for me anymore. I need to find something else to do with my stand mixer to justify having one. Excuse me, there's no room for me in this formation. I don't want to just... Oh gosh, oh gosh. Oh gosh, alright, well they're gonna know that I'm not here. Follow. So what do we have? We have a punch, a kick, and a growl. I'm gonna have to figure out what it is that they're doing. Punch. Okay. Growl is apparently by default, because of the way my bars are set up, keybound to Shift Z. Is that a kick? That is a kick, okay. Looks like more of a stomp to me. Let's see it again. Nope. He did like a ground pound. Normally there's some kind of a text indicator, but there doesn't appear to be one this time. You just have to actually like, I don't know, pay attention. Doesn't sound like me. Yeah, no, there's nothing in the chat. If there's supposed to be, it may be bugged. The last chat message I have is join the students in the block formation below, then follow the leader as I do. That's okay, this is working more or less. We're almost done. I like Dork. I thought a lot about what race I wanted to do, and I landed on Orc. I don't remember why. Felt right. Doesn't smelting come with mining? Yes, smelting comes with mining. Yeah, that is the property of mining. Okay. We're actually not so far away from this quest reward. I kind of thought this was going to be like a 42-step quest, and we're coming along now. We just have to slay a couple training bags, and I will have a brand new belt. All right, okay. This is a Temple to Jade Serpent simulator, that one boss where you have to keep switching back and forth. Have my evoker as a miner but can't smell. I don't know that there's any smelting for Dragonflight. Correct me if I'm wrong. I have a mining character. I haven't paid a whole lot of attention to it. I don't know if we're working with bars. I think we might just work with ore directly. Hang on a second. Now it's right. That is a good point, though. I should see with my mining, because yeah, I could smelt ghost iron. Is it more worthwhile for me to smelt it, or am I just better off selling it as ore? Is a ghost iron bar worth more than? Ghost iron bores are 6 gold, 45 silver, and their sale rate. I guess I have yeah, it's pretty close. I have TSM off right now, so I don't see a direct and exact sale rate. Did I sell the last set of it? I did. That's 36 gold I'm gonna get to keep. Doesn't sound like very much, but we're only trying to get up to 4,500, so it'll help. Okay. Nice, there we go. New appearances. So, can I just, like, inside Greenstone Quarry at the lower level, can I just get this mining pick? It says it's a mining tool, but it also says not collected. The mace, at least, I think I could, the Hammer of 10 Thunders. That I think I can just loot. Let's go take a look at that. Coffee, good. I went for a walk recently through town. And you go by so many different types of businesses and restaurants and cafes and, you know, buildings and listings and posters and then you can go, there's like big parks in this city and there's beaches. And if you're willing to walk for a while, you can really see all kinds of things within like one afternoon just on your feet. And I was thinking to myself, I want, like, my big dream in life right now is kind of, hang on a second. There's supposed to be some kind of a hammer. I'm gonna poke around. My dream in life at the moment is to, you know, save up my pennies and work hard and buy a house that is not in the city, because houses in the city are very old and kind of expensive. Very expensive, with not a whole lot of land, and you know, I want a little bit of elbow room so I can have a big dog and it'll bark and no one will care. Or if they do care, that's, you know, at least it's not right, like, inside their eardrums. And I was thinking, I wonder if I would get bored living out of the city. I guess I don't think so. Like, when I lived in Oregon, I pretty much exclusively lived in suburbs. I would go into Portland for, well, not very often. I would go into Portland for tattoo appointments, but aside from that, I wouldn't really spend a whole lot of time in town. What am I? Hammer of the 10 Thunders. Why are there so many different waypoints for it? That's my question. I guess I can look it up. I guess I can wowhead this. Haircut like what, a month ago? Something like that? I think it's been at least 4 weeks, because I think I've touched it up about 4 times. You could probably rename the actual city you lived in, but why? You know, I don't feel like I need to. I want to know where this thing comes from. Comments. Leaning against the broken Mogu head. It has a chance to spawn in other locations. You might miss it if it's up in one of the other locations. Easy to spot flying by. Okay. Broken Mogu head. Is there one like here? There's a broken Mogu body. But yeah, I lived in a variety of suburbs. I think the answer is, if you think of all the different suburbs outside Portland, I lived in most of them at one point or another. I moved a few times. And it was a different one every time. But I don't think I was too bored then. I just feel like I'm gonna miss the city once I leave it. And I will be kicking myself at that time for not taking enough advantage of how cool the place that I live is right now. You know, I could walk or bus to like a million different things just in an afternoon on a whim for $2.50, and I don't. I walk around the same, you know, I do my walks, and I buy my groceries, and then I don't know, come home and play games. I don't think I'm in the right spot. I don't think so. Well, if I was gonna look into something else, this quest line for these Spalders starts there. So it looks like a lot of quests, but it's kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, well, it is kind of a lot of quests. Let's go see if I can pick up the Sprite's Plate. Walkability is something that's so insanely underrated. Yeah, being able to walk and pick up like toothpaste or milk or eggs or something like that is something that I've never really had before. At least when I was living in the States, I never had that. I've had it in quite a few places here, but you know, sometimes the walk is like 10 minutes and sometimes it's like 45 minutes uphill. Different things. Several spots in those ruins. Okay. I'm going to go poke around then. I would like it. It's a hammer. It should be, I'm assuming it's going to be like glowing purple, right? You would think. I'm just going to nose around, I guess. Good parks and stuff, but for just going shopping? Yeah. Yeah, I was usually able to walk to a park. And I do miss some of the parks that were out in those suburbs. There were some really nice ones. Or at least ones that I came to be very fond of because I lived there long enough and I would go there all the time and I would learn like the individual squirrels and ducks that hung out there. Spawn time on Puppy Crate guy? Not off the top of my head. It might be like 30 minutes. I'm going to take a look. Log back in and see. It's not like you can't go to the city anymore once you move. Yeah, that's true, but I know me and I know that I won't. If there's traffic and there's weather and there's like, you know, if you're going to drive into the city for this time, you need to leave either here or here if you want to miss rush hour coming out. Otherwise, you're going to be in like an extra 90 minutes of traffic on the highway. And I'm just never going to, I know myself, I'm never going to do that. I don't even like driving in town when I'm already in town and there's no rush hour involved. I am somebody that doesn't usually go super far from home. But I'm also not somebody that really, I don't know. It's not like I'm really patronizing like all the different coffee shops and bars and restaurants and, you know, shops all that much. I mostly just walk by them and I go, ooh, cute. But like if I go into places, then you're just shopping. That's just spending money. That's not what I'm going out my front door to do. Not currently up. 10 acres in the country. Lived in the Pearl District in Portland. Convenient, but there's something cozy about being in the country. Yeah. Yeah, house with property would probably be no closer than like 35-40 minutes from town driving. Otherwise, it's just too expensive. I guess sometimes it depends on traffic. But yeah, I don't know. What would I wanna take advantage of here? What am I missing out on if I don't do it now? I see posters for shows and things like that, but I don't know. I'm never the person that plans things and goes and does them on my own. I'm the person that goes along reluctantly when everybody else has already planned to go to do a thing. And if I don't have a group of people that is already doing that, I usually just will end up doing nothing. Yeah, no, there's no train to the city. That would be cool. Sounds like the kind of thing they might try and do one day. Do you think I can solo a Zandalar War Scout? And if so, is it a good idea? I think the War Scout might be easier than the War Bringer. It's got 37k health. That's more than me, but I don't know. I've got like Earth Ellie. He's so sneaky. Yeah, we can do this. I don't think I can do the War Bringer. I think that's probably too much. Where's Lust? Can I Lust? Do I have Lust? I might not have it. Let's do a Storm Ellie too. Okay, okay, he has a lot more. It's not more health than I thought. I guess I just do less damage than I thought. We can do it. Oh no! He broke my boy. Well, ow. Oh. Okay, never mind. We're just gonna pretend that didn't happen to move on with our lives. Earthella, you can do anything. Okay. Tight pupils defeated. Is that what I'm doing? No, I was looking for the Hammer of Ten Thunders. I guess the Terrace of Ten Thunders is the spawn. Is it a big hammer? There was a screenshot that I could have looked at. I keep seeing these guys with their big purple enchanted weapons and going, oh, that's it. It's not it. It never is. Because these treasures, I feel like they're always up, right? You just gotta, like, find them? I didn't even find the Mogu head that they were talking about in the first place. It should be somewhere in this general area. You need to heal Dwayne sometimes. What? This is the first I've heard of this. I'm gonna ask Flabby if he heals his Rock Ellie. I'm not seeing it. There's that guy who's fallen over. There's... I guess I'll check the screenshot to see, yeah, what it looks like, how big it is, I suppose. Can I open that link? No, I cannot open that link. Okay. I see screenshots of people wearing the item. Oh, there it is. Okay, so it's like, it looks like the item. It's kind of leaning against a wall. It might be kind of sparkly. That screenshot is from 2012. Contained in Hammer of Ten Thunders. Various spawn points. One of the 5 lost treasures. Okay. So I was looking for something bigger than that with a big purple glowing outline. And I don't think that's what it is. Aw, thanks, Emperor. Yeah, I was hoping it would be more obvious. Alright. We got this. I'm feeling stubborn. I have a feeling I'm not going to leave here without it. Is there any world in which it's not up? We're in Chromie time, right? Like, it can't possibly be down. We're just going to look at all the different things it could be leaning against, because I have a feeling it won't be just flat on the ground. And we can kind of just scour top to bottom. It's kind of the same color as that lamp. I do sort of like find the hidden object games. You know, it's just a version of that. I had a game I was playing. There was a Steam game called Castle Full of Cats, and you know, they give you a big picture and you have to find where all the different hidden cats are located in it. And I enjoyed it a lot because it let me use my one super useful superpower, which is my cat vision. It's the ability to visually pick out the silhouette of a cat amongst a landscape in which it may be hiding. I want to play ranged, balance, or shadowpriest. Which one is harder? Yeah, I think that's true that it would depend on who you ask. I can't tell you anything about Bimkin because I don't know, and I don't really know any of them right now, but the people that I know that have messed with Shadowpriest have said that it does big numbers, but it can feel a bit clunky or complicated to get started with, is the anecdotal review that I've had from people that I've just like raid with, is what they seem to be expressing. Is it? A lot of different places. There's a big old jaw there. Am I still in the terraces? I suppose I'm still in the terrace at the Ten Thunders. Maybe there's more down here. It's kind of orange looking, so it should stand out a bit. I still have the cat in my lamp. I can't believe that Zandalari War Scout just ruined me that badly. Kind of the same color as that, but not quite the same thing. Supposed to be good, using it a lot in MDI. Picked up once per account. Per account? Because if it's for, here, yeah, I'll try that. Because if it's for, yeah, that would be a good point. I'm sure I probably picked it up. Well, I don't have the transmog. It's not collected. Could I really have ruined it by picking it up? Nothing happened. No, I'm not getting any chat printouts. Could you have ruled yourself out from collecting a Mog forever by picking it up on something that can't be used? Because once per character would make sense. And there's no way that I've been here on this character. Once per account would be kind of rough. But if true, then that's not such good news for me. Read a little bit more. Various spawn points. Often easily missed, small size, blends in, leaning against walls. Somebody said they found it 5 times in a row. They run on a respawn timer that varies between servers. Okay, so maybe it is... There's a flag quest. Once per tune, per character. Okay, not per account, per character. A little macro that you can run to see if you've done it. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything from that command, but I also definitely have not looted it on this character. It might just not be up, though. Any advice for someone hoping to get back into retail? I haven't played since Legion, been playing my Paladin again, feel so overwhelmed. Nope. That's a worse go. That's a trap. Dragonflight. What's advice for somebody getting back into Dragonflight? I don't know. You kind of take it as you go. It's not, I'd say it's pretty self-explanatory. That's not entirely true. I'm kind of blanking on good advice. It's certainly not too late to come back. It's a good point to jump in. You can get leveled up. You can pick some professions to play with if you like. You can get some gear crafted and try out the raid while it's still current. But yeah, it is overwhelming. In terms of talents, I'd say don't feel like you have to make your builds from scratch. Don't feel pressured to do that. I have made basically none of my builds from scratch. I will maybe do a leveling build for myself based on what points feel fun for me, but when it comes to actually doing a dungeon or a raid, I will just look up a guide and import a string. You can grab import strings off of the web or anywhere people have posted them now, and then just import talent loadouts and save them. And I pretty much exclusively use other people's templates. You can make them yourself, but don't feel like you have to if it's overwhelming. All right, well, we're just gonna assume that I could loot it, but it's not up right now. That's what I'm gonna tell myself. Good morning, Hazel. Hi, chat. Good morning, Arthur. How are you doing today? Hello. And then the mining, I don't even know what it wants me to learn about with the mining pick. It's like, it's not a, I don't think it's moggable. It's a mining tool. It's not even technically a weapon. I don't know. Salt didn't feel so good. Nice. Oh, you're still going at it. There we go. Yeah, Dragonflight does have a lot of different directions to go into at max level. And a lot of the, I think, advice about gearing up at max level, it's kind of this tricky thing where there's a ton of different sources of gear. And one way that you could look at it, and the way they probably want you to look at it, is, hey, I can do basically anything and I will find some upgrades that will get me into the kind of content that I want to. You know, you can get a thing from doing your feast quest, and you can get a thing from the hunt, and you can get a thing from your Dragonbane Keep, and you can get a thing from working on the Rathian and Sibelian rep, or from working on Cobalt Assembly. Like, there's a lot of, you can get stuff from Primal Storms. There's a lot of different sources of loot early, and on one hand, that kind of makes it so that you can just mix and match whatever, you know, you can kind of follow where the wind takes you and you'll probably end up with some upgrades. But on the other hand, if you're trying to actually optimize even a little bit, or be like, well, okay, I want to get as geared as I can this week, what are all the different things I can do? It's going to be a laundry list. It's going to be a lot of stuff. Okay. Yeah, precisely. Maybe the pick is in the mine. I'm just not sure if I want it. I feel like all the things is showing it, not fraudulently, but it's just a weird thing to track. I'm not I'm really only looking for Mog with that. I want to Mog fishing poles. I would love to be able to Mog fishing poles, even if it's just for fishing, right? Like when I was fishing in Dragonflight, I was using the new Dragonflight fishing rod that engineers make, and it's great because it's got perception on it, but it's you know, it's like an engineering fishing rod. It looks like one. And there's so many beautiful fishing rods from past expansions that I would love the opportunity to like just use them cosmetically, you know, like keep the stats of the Cascarite Fisher Friend, but Mog like a Kalawak fishing pole on top of it. I would go farm another one of those. Well, would I? That's a strong statement. I would daydream about going to farm another one of those if they would let us do that. I am not where I need to be. Why? I think I'm... You know what? I think I am... I'm doing this quest because this is like the quest after the one that I was doing. That's not where I need to be at all. I don't think. Yeah, because I already have the bracers. Although I could stand to wear them. I'll put them on. Use the Legion Artifact fishing pole in my main. Okay. I want the shoulders, which means I need... to start there. The sprite's play. Yeah, we were heading there. I just got turned around because I didn't want to give up on the Hammer of 10 Thunders. I guess later today, after I've been questing for a bit, I can pop back over and take another fly around the ruins and see if I can find it, because I'd love to get the Mog just to get it checked off the list. Do we see a quest giver here? Yeah, we do. Perfect. Okay. Because I'm at like 95% of the things for Jade Forest. And they're listing it in a funny way. That's okay. And elite bosses drop good gear. Leveling a Prot Warrior. Bosses have been great for higher level gear. Yeah, that's one thing that I've started doing. Well, I had a brief phase of starting to do Dragonflight rares and elites. I was doing them for Dragon Shards of Knowledge and I guess a chance at Sparks, although I have more Sparks than I have Concentrated Primal Infusions now. But yeah, they drop pretty good gear, and I remember people saying that during when Dragonflight first came out. I just kind of skipped it, I suppose. Okay, we do Stonebound Destroyers for this. We're on just the one quest line. We can't possibly get distracted. I think my gold's doing pretty well, though. I think that you're getting a reasonable amount of gold. I know it scales as you level, but you get a reasonable amount of gold just for completing quests. I guess not reasonable if you're trying to like make gold, but if you're just trying to scrape up your flight fee. I don't know that I would get it done in time, but something. Switch the Dragonflight one. Never get upgrade items from pools. Yeah, I used the Fisher Friend over the Artifact Rod. One, because I just didn't want to farm another copy of the Artifact Rod, and I didn't have it on my Evoker. But mostly because I wanted the perception. I wanted the perception that you get with the Cascarite Fisher Friend. And I think there's also like some fishing skill on it, or something like that. I wish that there was more fishing content to do in Dragonflight. I feel like I kind of did everything, and there was no real further reason to work on it. You don't get bloodlust to level 48. I was thinking if I could lust, maybe I could kill that guy, but nope. Can't lust yet. It's not time. Do I think Blizzard will phase out archaeology? I hope not. I think it's a perfectly fine concept. I think that they just sort of ran out of, I don't know, ideas, and they decided to reallocate those resources to stuff that was more popular. I hope that they go back and kind of pick it up again. I think they've got like some easy goodwill they could get by making some new archaeology content. And I don't even think that the underlying like mechanics of it need a whole revamp. I think the hot cold thing works fine. Funnily enough, I'm going to be questing the same area where the hammer spawns, so maybe I'll just trip on it. Kill that guy if you kill Dwayne? Probably. Maybe. I don't know. I've been embarrassed once. You know, dying once is a setback, dying twice is a pattern. I do have some add-ons that I use. I think they'll overhaul it with cooking and fishing. I wonder if they would ever add knowledge points to cooking and fishing, or if people would find that to be overwhelming and just like too much. I remember when Dragonflight came out, I was really enjoying, you know, knowledge points and profession specs on my main professions, and I was also really enjoying cooking and fishing, and I thought that it felt like kind of watered down that, oh, you can get equipment for it, you know, you can get accessories and tools, but you can't actually like spec your cooking or fishing in any way. But now, looking back on it, maybe it would be cool, and maybe it would be just overwhelming. Maybe it's enough to be on top of to just deal with the primary professions. I don't know. Fish is so cheap. Thinking of finishing my Tesco rep buying fish. Absolutely. It's not a bad idea. It's pretty affordable. You also, if you have the stomach to do the feast though, or if you can find times when it's up, you get a ton of rep from doing the feast event now. So you can get caught up pretty quick that way also. Okay. Spirit binders. This way. Specialized cooking be like Pandaria cooking? Yeah, I think that's one good example of what it, one way they've kind of sort of done that in the past. I kind of gave up on cooking. I had a couple of recipes that were like kind of sort of profitable, and I like made them, and then I sold them, and I made a little bit of gold, and then I went, eh. It's one of those professions that because everybody can have it and you don't have to sacrifice a profession slot, the profit margins on it get slimmed out of it real quick. And sometimes it's nice just to make your own food just for eating, and then sometimes it's, you know, in the time it would take me to scrape together a couple of tiger flanks and some you know, exotic spices, I could probably just buy it on the auction house and move on with my life. And thank you very much for the 17-month resub. Hammer is a really long timer. Okay. Well, at least I know what I'm looking for now. I think I'm happy farming Mog as long as I'm getting something, or learning something about how to get stuff done. It feels like I'm making progress eventually. Plus, it's just kind of fun to have some more alts, you know. Once she's done leveling, I can get her set up to camp Nalak, and I can have her, you know, give her some bonus rolls and have her help with the Pandaria World Boss grind. And then I have a good excuse to level some more alts. I don't have any shamans. I have a feeling that... Well, I have no feelings. I don't have any paladins. And I was looking at Blood Elf Paladins because there was some extra something that you could get for doing that, appearance-wise, I don't really remember. And I was kind of customizing like a male one and then a female one to see what it felt like. And I was... the male Blood Elves have like way fewer options than the female ones do. The female ones have different jewelry that you can add to them. They have armbands and they have hand jewelry, and you can't put those on the male ones. And I don't understand why. I had no idea because I just never messed with that particular customization before, but the boys have like a couple of hairstyles, I guess. But it all fits on one page still. Yeah, I guess the other reason I'm a little unmotivated in terms of making my own food is that I just eat feasts. Other people around me in my life put down feasts and I just eat them. I am a food mooch in this game. Yeah, Cracker, thank you very much for the 28-month resub. Blood Knight transmog, same quest you do to get the green Hawkstrider mount. Yeah! And I thought that, I don't know, I thought a Blood Elf Paladin could be kind of cool, but I wanted it to look, I don't know, unique to me in some way. Or just a bit different than the way I normally do them. And I was playing with a character creator and I couldn't come up with anything I really liked. I do appreciate that they have more eye color options now, that's nice. Okay, so we're on a triple pack of quests. Getting through it. Caught a stream, howdy Hazel, howdy! Yeah, I feel like male blood elves would enjoy having a little bit of extra jewelry. Maybe some of them, you know. Don't see why not. Maybe not the most practical thing to wear into battle, but I also don't know what spec of paladin I would want to level. On one hand, there's only one DPS spec, so if I want to just run around and quest, it would make sense to do it as Ret. And I haven't tried Ret and Dragonflight, so I'm not really familiar with what they do these days, but they've always been delightfully organized. Ret has, basically since Warlords when they added in Holy Power, I've always sort of enjoyed how nice and clean and neat and easy it is to be like, listen, this is gonna build up your bubbles, and then you can spend the bubbles to do single target damage or AoE damage, and I'm sure there's more nuance than that, but at the core of it, you've kind of got, here's your builder, here's your single target spender, here's your AoE spender, have fun. And you were usually able to spec it in a way that had, you were able to spec it in a way. Draw a wayward ancestor into the staff. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Okay. You were usually able to spec into a way that was pretty mindless in a comfy, easy to use sort of way. You want to try Ret? Wait till the patch. And then the appeal of Holy Paladin is that I've never figured out, it's the one healer spec, the only healer spec. Oh, hi, sweetheart. Hi, Bun Bun. That I've really no idea what they do. I could not tell you how Holy Paladins heal people. Something to do with Beacon of Light, something to do with a flashlight. Not a clue. Especially now in the era of Evoker. I couldn't tell you anything about Holy Paladins. And I'm just kind of academically curious. And then Prot Paladin has always been one of my favorite tank specs to play because they use a shield, which feels important for tanking to me. And they have generally a lot of self-healing that they can do. Not like blood DK levels, but being able to kind of have different party utilities and self-utilities to sort of save the day a little bit with the right timing always felt like a very quintessentially tank thing to do. You know, Prot Paladin feels like it gives you a lot of ways to be the hero, and that always appealed to me for tanking. You know more about Mistweaver than Holy? I've certainly spent more time playing Mistweaver than Holy. I've leveled more Mistweavers than I've leveled Holy. I've never leveled a Holy Paladin, and I've played a few Mistweavers over the years. Not for long, but, you know, I would level them to, like, level cap. Got the BLR recently. Rolled an Alt Warlock. Made it Gnome just for the pink pigtails. Farmed out the pink mage recolor. Oh, that sounds fun. Learning Holy and Heroic Raids has been miserable the last few weeks. Aw. Love my Prot Pally. Yeah, so I don't know what spec I would even level it as. I guess it would, you know, these things are just for fun. It's not like I have to, you know, clear the mythic raid or anything. Probably wouldn't raid at all. You're just leveling. Which I guess would lend itself to Ret, you know. I haven't played Ret. I don't play a whole lot of melee. Holy Paladins must also have, like, a lot of group utility they can do. They must have a lot of the same, like, sacrifice and protection and blessing spells that Prot Paladins get access to. Wait till the rework next patch? Yeah, I don't think I would get to it in time for that anyways. That's a good tip, though. It's a good idea. Don't like the Holy Lore. Paladins and Priests feel boring. Looking forward to the Pally rework. Used to be my favorite alt. I didn't know that they were having such a hard time. I guess I don't have any Paladins in my raid, which is not a good sign. Although, our raid comp usually just is kind of based on what people are in the mood to play. And there's certainly a couple people that will look at the class balance every single tier and that will choose what to play based on what you know, is performing well and what they feel like is fun in a given patch. But plenty of people are just like, I'm blank and I play a blank, and then that's just the end of that. I'm one of those people. I will pick something for reasons that are difficult to justify, and I'll just stick with it because of identity, I suppose. Hey, am I keeping you awake? Are you trying to sleep down there? I spread out my sweater on my lap to help keep warm. And she's curled up on top of it like a cat bed, and she seems pretty happy. Prot and Rhett love both. Couldn't even play Rhett in Shadowlands. It was awful. Maybe after I get these transmogs that I want, maybe I will look into doing some Resto Shaman leveling dungeons just to kind of see how it feels and see if there's any transmog I can get lucky and nab from that. Okay. This way. I love it when you pet a cat and they just immediately purr. Hey, sweet girl. Prayer Scanner really wants me to conquer that War Scout. Should I heal Dwayne? Should we do it? Should we try again? I don't even know what it's gonna give me. I think like a bag of gems or something. I wish I had Lust, but I don't. I guess there's only one way to find out. War Scouts up this way. Not your boss, do what you want. Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think it's a good idea. I've just never seen anybody do it, I suppose. I used to heal and or land like a buff spell on pets. Mostly by accident, you know, you accidentally power infuse the warlock pet that flies in front of you. All right, it's you and me. And Dwayne. So what I want to do is I want to pull it. I want to summon the Earth Ellie. I want to focus target my Earth Ellie. Set focus so that I can heal it. And then we can kind of use any and all buttons that we have available to us. And I can just kind of keep an eye. 70. Yeah, so I can heal it like 10% of its health for every cast. And that's not nothing. My target bars are a little bit of a mess. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's a lot better. You are correct. Ooh. Bud. I know a lot of people call the Earth Ellie Dwayne because of the rock reference. But I know some people also kind of have like their own No. Okay. Here. You're almost dead. You're almost dead. You're almost dead. Okay. All right. What do we get? I got a small bag of supplies, which gives me 25 gold and some Windwell cloth. And we got 1,000 reputation, which is multiplied to 2,000 with the shadow pin. And you know what else? We sated our curiosity. Alright. What do I want? Windrush? Windrush is fun. Sure. And then I got another point down here too. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't really know what Elemental Overload does. Is it one of these buttons up here? Hard to say. I'm just kind of spending any points anywhere. With trying to not get too many active buttons that I can then forget to use or misuse. Water elemental is Bubbles. Mine is Sylvester. Doesn't look worth? No, probably not. What did I want them to drop for me? I think I had some notion that, yeah, the big bag of Zandalari supplies, which is not from, that's from something else. That's not, like maybe it's, well, maybe it's a rare drop from the Scout, but I think that's from the Warbringer. That has weapon appearances that I could learn that are, well, not that cool, but something. Okay. So we need to return some beast spirits to nature. Presumably by slaying them first. But I'm on the way to getting the shoulder mog at least. Windrush, you really need to remember you have it. You never press it. I wonder if I should put it on the same key that I put... Oh, I have water walking now. That's nice. Windrush can be somewhere around the same area that I put Zephyr. Although, honestly, I used to use Zephyr a lot as a movement speed thing. Because Zephyr will not only reduce the AoE damage that your nearby friends take, but it will also make everybody a little bit faster. It's like a 10%, something like that, movement speed buff. And I used to use it just for that because I couldn't think of any AoE damage, I suppose, at the beginning of the expansion, so I would just use it for a sprint. But nowadays, it's so important, at least in keys, it's so important to use it at the right moments. It saves so much damage that I end up hoarding it and I end up never using it. Hi. You up? Alright. I'm ready for the cold snap to be over. I think it's just about done. It's supposed to be 5 degrees Celsius today, which is chilly, but it's above freezing. And if it's sunny, it might actually be like a little bit nice out for a walk. I miss outside. I think my problem is that I've been feeling a little cooped up, but also I haven't been doing anything interesting. Like I could be cross stitching. I've got puzzles. I've got games. I've mostly just been like, I don't know, being a bit lethargic. I haven't been doing a whole lot, and that you can't complain about being bored when you're being boring. I mean, you can, but you can't be that surprised. I've been spending a lot of time looking at real estate listings and trying to imagine myself living in different places and trying to imagine the things that I would and wouldn't like about various properties. And my new tech is to cross-reference the listing price to the property value assessment, because some people are posting their homes for prices that are basically assessed value, and then some people are delusional. And I'm working on my sniff test rater, I suppose. The reality is I'm just kind of obsessed and fixated, so I would be looking at these regardless, but I'm developing my sniff test rater to be like, is this home actually worth 1.2 million, or do they just want $1.2 million? Yeah, level 38, we got more talent points to spend. I need another 1,500 gold. I need 1,500 gold to buy that epic flying, and I have 2 levels left to do it in. Whew. Instantly heal for 10, 20. It's not much of a cheat death, but it's something. It might help a little bit. Alright, I haven't returned a single beast spirit to nature. Is it... throw... Can I just... do that? Oh. Oh, I see. Okay. Now, presumably I can't just keep doing the same one. Or can I? Maybe just keep smashing it. Maybe you can just spam this. Silly me, I thought it would have something to do with slaying beasts, but no, you have your beast spirits ready to go. They are pre-bottled for your travel and convenience. Next time I think after I get this pair of shoulders, which we're almost there. We're getting there. I wanna hop back on my evoker and check to see if that rears up again. She needs her puppy crate. She needs to unleash them on the slime. I wonder how realistic it would be. Well, I can't 100% the Molten Core Mog unless I want to get Thunder Fury, and I don't even know how. I don't even know what's involved. I'm assuming there's questing. I'm assuming it's not just I farm some items and then, you know, click them to combine them together. I'm imagining, I don't know, but I'm imagining it's more complicated than that. It's just one of those things that I've never done. Check them, hope they're friendly. Well, that wasn't so bad. So I think, yeah, we're almost, I think maybe one more, like, protect the dude quest, and then we can get our shoulders. Hardest part is getting the 2 bindings. And those are just like a drop rate, just continuing to farm MC. I guess I could like read an article and maybe make myself like a little list of, here, be on the lookout for these things and try your best not to delete them. Yeah, okay. And I'm imagining they're not account wide, because I know I've had bindings drop for me before, just in my life. I think that my chat got mad at me one time because I deleted some, because I'm like, I'm never going to make this. I don't even use swords. Farm out the 2 bindings, then buy or craft the materials. Okay. Is there any questing that I need to do? Any reputation that I need to do? Any, you know, chasing snakes through a cave and then presenting them with like a hand knit scarf? Yeah. Okay. Payback. And then is it moggable? I know it didn't used to be. It was at one point in your life you were not able to mog legendary appearances, but I thought they maybe relaxed on that. I thought I read something, and I'm losing track, but that they were gonna chill on that requirement and let you mog legendaries. And I don't know if it was just Legion legendaries or all of them. Or maybe I'm confusing legendaries and artifact weapons. You'd think that the longer that I play this game, the more I would know. And I think, as it turns out, I hit my capacity for knowing things about WoW about 4 expansions ago. And ever since then, they just keep adding new things to know, and it's just, it's like you're trying to stuff new pickles into a jar that already has pickles in it, and you're just making relish. All of them? Legendaries are moggable? Okay. Well then, I suppose I can run MC and just keep an eye out, hang on to it. Should I be trying to farm all of the trash? Should I be trying to full clear it, or is doing bosses good enough? Ilden and Warglaives are special. Okay. You're on Ellie? Yeah! Yeah, I'm leveling an Orc Ellie Shaman. I want to be able to work on Heritage Armor in 1007. I'm just trying to get like some extra pieces of mail transmog that I don't know yet out of old zones and quests and rares and stuff. Bindings are boss drops. Okay. Yeah, Fire Elemental, Rock Elemental. Any other stuff that I need to hang on to that might drop for me while I'm in there, like the Blood of the Mountain or the, you know, crystallized, you know, itchy fire sand that gets stuck in your socks. Quest is really short. Kill Ragnaros, 10 enchanted elementium bars. Okay. BOE trash drops if you want those. Yeah, there are BOE trash drops and I might want those. At least I have a teleport that gets me kind of sort of close to Molten Core with the Pet Battle Dungeon thing. That's something. That's nice. Heritage Armor is a special set of armor that is... Oh dear, that's who I need to be fighting, not this. Or maybe it's both? I think I'm able to click my body before it even yoinks me back from it. Okay. Can I purge that? No. So he's still immune. Is he mad at me? Oh. Maybe now we can do it. Yeah, that's true. BOEs might be cheap, but if I'm going to be in there farming for bindings anyways, I should probably hold out on buying anything until after I've got, like, everything else I could possibly need from the dungeon. The thing that mostly makes that place annoying to farm is just you pick up so much stuff. I mean, AQ is bad for that also. You just pick up so much stuff in there that's, like, annoying to get out of your bags after the fact, and it doesn't even sell for very much. It's not nothing, but it's not an awful lot. There we go. Got some shoulders. Sure. That was precisely what I wanted. Now, I no longer have quest drops that I need from Jade Forest. There's the mining pick, which I'm on the fence about. There's the hammer, which... The hammer, which in theory should be like leaning up against a wall around here somewhere, if it's up. Which I figured, I'm in Chromie time, right? Like, you're not even competing against the general population of people. You're only really competing against other people that are also leveling in Chromie time for these spawns. And, you know, there's like a lot of different expansions they could be in. Usually there's not a whole lot of competition for rares or rare spawns out here. It's pretty small. Could be leaning up against a thing. Might be a little bit sparkly if we're lucky. Doesn't seem to be up. There's also a couple of rares that drop items that I could use. There's this one down there, and then that one who actually spawns in the ruins. But I don't see him up. We've been around here for a fair bit. Do you still need water to douse runes? Is that like for Thunder Fury? Or just for something up here? I don't know. Timer on this is insane. Check daily type thing? I guess so. It would just be really nice to use to get before I leave. Especially because eventually if I move on, I'm going to finish leveling, then I won't be in Chromie time anymore. And I feel like it'll be harder to find then. I suppose, yeah, you're right. Okay, let me check one more time on the other rare. And also, it's about 10:30. I'll take a quick break. Hello, I'm back. You needed water from the MC faction to douse runes? Oh, okay. We're getting increasingly cold in here. Some days I just want to wear like a t-shirt, and even with an extra layer underneath it, and like the warmest socks, and then like a blanket. I don't know. My elbows miss air. Hi. You can get back on my lap if you want. Okay, let me see if we can get lucky. See if our rare's up. You can get to 95% pretty easily. Yeah, I think you're right. And it's a bit annoying. Not that I think it's bad design or anything, but you know, a lot of the appeal of working on all the things is to take a section and to 100% it, to finish something and feel like you have, you know, tied it off with like a neat bow, and you are able to now move on knowing that you have done everything in that given spot. Yeah, not so much with rare. Could have done some jumping jacks. What makes you think that I didn't? I'm not saying you're wrong. Grade set to mythic, default set to normal or heroic. I don't know. You can see what difficulty you are on. It'll say in your chat log when you first zone in, and then there'll be an icon up by your map that looks a bit different depending on what difficulty it is. Good evening, good evening. Still cold, makes me say you didn't. It's just cold, man. It's just cold out here. No, if I did, I would be like panting and out of breath. Water Goddess, thank you for the 23-month resub. Appreciate it. All right, we move on from this hammer. I check just quick to see if that other rare is up. It appears that Morgrin is not up. We'll go fly by where Cracksix spawns just to see if he might be up, even though he's quite far south. And then failing that, we turn ourselves around. I guess we can mine the ore that we find along the way. But failing that, we can turn ourselves around and go find another zone to work on out here. See if there's any other treasures we can loot, that kind of thing. Yeah, I've always had kind of chronically cold hands and feet. And at this point, I don't think there's any fixing it. I think this is just who I am. Do I change my shard by joining a party from another realm? No. It's a good idea. I just, I like doing things alone. And I don't want to bother any friends or anybody, and often my friends are on the same server. I don't want to bother a friend on the off chance that they're on a different shard, and I really don't like joining random groups that are expecting you. They're like, hey, there's finally somebody here to do this content with me, and then you're like, nope, I was just using you for your shard. It just feels rude. So I mostly just pretend that that's not a strategy. I pretend it's not an option. It gets worse as you get older, the hands and feet thing. Yeah, it's not ideal. I used to think that warm clothing could save me. And it kind of can sometimes, but sometimes you can wear the warmest stuff possible, and then you'll still be cold on the inside of it, you know? We're heading this way. Missed the realm hopping out on peak efficiency. Terrible gameplay, though. I remember realm hopping for world quests in Legion when you were just, you click the button and then you're just in a group. And that, at least, you were joining a group for people that were doing the same thing as you, but of course it would funnel everybody onto one shard and then just crash it horribly. And you would never speak with people, and, you know, some of them would just be like AFK on the side, just farming, you know. They would just be off doing something else, totally tabbed out watching YouTube while other people do their quest for them. It wasn't great, but it was, like you say, efficient. I liked the world quest in BFA where you would just kind of fly in from the sky and do a mob on your own. I liked that. It wasn't, you know, at least you were doing it in person. You know, you couldn't just AFK next to the mob. You had to actually tag it at least. Good evening. Enjoyed thine stream. To announce the following, I pronounce it Hazel Newty, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. Hi, I'm Hazel from Hazel Newty Games. That's cute. I don't think there's any changing the brand now. Not that I would really want to. Like the penguin. Who was the penguin? Was Pingu, right? Or maybe we're thinking something. Yeah, yeah. I tried 100% for all armor types and weapons. I didn't... I mean, I don't say it out loud. I think it's mostly more something to do. I don't think I'm that invested in completing it. I don't think that's realistic. But during gaps between content releases, I do enjoy... Oh, he's up. That's the rare that I need. I need him to drop me a Needlefang Throat Ripper. Good grief. I need him to drop me a Needlefang Throat Ripper. And you know, the heart wants what it wants. Alright, we're gonna Earth Ellie. And hope for the best. So I don't actually need to focus my Earth Ellie because I can see his pain in the target of the mob. And he is not taking nearly as much damage as the other one did. 100% of mini zones. No, I don't think so. I think there's the best I do is usually around 95. I think I'm more going for bulk than anything else. You know, going through and picking off all the easy stuff. Any luck? Nope, I got some Jade Heart leggings, which are cloth, and I do not need them. That's, I mean, I guess that tracks. The rare that I want in, the rare that I'm farming in Kunlai on my main is also dropping me everything except for the one piece of loot that I want. So I suppose it's not just, they have more than the one thing. What would I change my branding to? I don't know. I was streaming recently, as I do. And somebody said something along the lines of Hazel's brand is XYZ, and they were kind of trying to sum up the theme. And I read that and it felt kind of strange. And then I thought, well, I mean, you know, you're a content creator, you're an influencer, streamer, whatever. Having a brand is kind of the whole point. And you're fooling yourself if you think you're just out here being like real or authentic or whatever. Like at the end of the day, it is a job. And that part of the job is trying to package something that has some kind of cohesive appeal. So of course there's going to be like a brand, but it just feels so, it's like such a weird industry and it's such a weird category of content that it feels so strange to try and sum up what is effectively a facet of my personality as branding. You know, like, is it a code of values and you know, is it kindness and integrity? Is it just opportunity? Is it just a cute look? Like, I don't know. It's weird. Okay, I don't actually need to turn that quest in. I am finished with this zone for the moment. I want to look around and see. Yeah, so we're at 96% for here. Let's look and see where we're at for the other Pandaria zones. Hazelnut creamer then? I'm an oat milk person for coffee. Every once in a while, if I'm ordering like a latte and they have some kind of like a hazelnut flavor shot, I do like hazelnut with coffee, so I'll get that. But most days it's just coffee, oat milk. Splenda. Westfall was one of the first zones, got 100% on. Let's see, outdoor zones. Pandaria. So we 97% of Jade Forest. A lot of the other ones are actually not nearly as close. What about Valley of the Four? Valley of the Four Winds is also, interestingly, 95%. The only thing, I've got the Staff of the Hidden Master for another man's treasure. I mean, that's pretty cool. Is that hard to get? The Tiller's Quartermaster has a straw hat that presumably takes some Tiller's rep. You would think. It doesn't say that it takes Tiller's rep. I'm gonna go see if Gina will sell me a straw hat. I just want to know. She's just over this way. We'll go pop over and see. It does take rep. Oh, I don't think I need to kill these rares, because it says all the things, and I believe you, but all the things says that the tabard requires exalted, and it doesn't have any kind of marks like that for the hat. Hidden Master questline's pretty close to the end. It says it's an achievement. And maybe I'm just reading this wrong. I'm not usually great at deciphering this, but from the looks of it, you find 20 treasures. And then you just get it? Unclear. I'm 6 of 20. Doesn't show rep requirements for a bunch of stuff. That's annoying that it's like inconsistent like that. Could be a rare weapon flying around the world. Let's see. Is another man's. Because that could be something I could work on too. Especially if, that could be something. I wonder why I can't find the achievement to track. I'm gonna pull that one up on Wowhead. Because I could, if it's just looting 20 treasures, then I could pull up handy notes, just, you know, fly around and loot them. 20 of the lost treasures hidden through Pandaria gives you the Relic Hunter title. I want to know about the staff. Because there's a lot of like TomTom coordinates. Lists of things that count, like the Pandaren teapot, that kind of thing. Kira's being icon. Kira left. Kira's moving on staff of the Hidden Master. You know what? We can look that up. It says staff bind on Blizzard account, which is kind of, yeah, it is a bind on Blizzard account. That's interesting. I wonder if I ever earned it and I just lost it. Let me see. Contained in a treasure in Valley of the Four Winds. Comments. Hidden within the bamboo trees. Do I just loot it? I might be able to just loot it. Unless they changed it. There's apparently a couple of different places that it can be. Oh, so the staff itself it's not a reward for completing the achievement. It's an item that counts towards the achievement. I was looking at it backwards. Okay, so we look in the forest on the far side, and that's what's going to happen. We're going to look in the forest on the far side, and then if we find it, it will be 7 of 20 plus it will be its own transmog. I got you. We're caught up. Yeah, I think there's probably some competition for treasures. I'm hoping that I can win. I guess I didn't get the last one, but you know, hope for the best. I'm in Chromie time, so you're not going to be competing against endgame, like level 70 players, because they can't get into this phase. But other people that are leveling will be able to share your shard. But if nothing else, we're still loading up on the Ghost Iron. I feel like I want to keep posting it as I pick it up. Same thing with the Motes of Harmony. I need all this gold as fast as I can get it, pretty much. So let's just, yeah, 159. I'll take it. It's actually like a meaningful amount of gold. That is not a meaningful amount of gold. That is also not a meaningful amount of gold. I guess the cloth and the herbs we can just vendor. Some of the gear we can just vendor. For, you know, like 8 gold each, but that's all right. Have a treasure that only spawns in rain. Wasn't a baby ape. Still took a while. Oh, nice. Good, because of the Joel Panther mounts. Also, the Sky Golem. There are still people that want the Sky Golem mount for Urban Well Mounted. It's not really that relevant now because in Dragonflight, obviously, you can't fly it around anyways. But if they're farming in older zones, it definitely used to be pretty valuable for that. No profit in smelting the ore. There was, when I checked, a tiny bit of profit, but because I have TSM turned off, I wasn't able to see what it would do to the sale rate. And the sale rate seems quite reliable for just the ore, so it didn't really seem worth the extra time and effort to go smelt it for the gamble. Ooh, rich Ghost Iron. How much are we getting? What are we saying? So what else is in? So for Valley of the Four Winds, 10 of the 13 appearances that I need apparently come from Galleon, which I've kind of stopped farming because I have the mount. But I could do the Warband. Is that Galleon, or is it something that the thing that spawns like in the same area as Galleon before that? They have all kinds of loot. So, Exalted with Old Hillpaw, received that in the mail. It's kind of a cool hat. Galleon appearances be easier to buy with Marks of Honor. Okay, that would make sense. Good afternoon. What's going on today? Hello, good afternoon. I am farming transmog and leveling an alt. I'm leveling I'm leveling a Horde Shaman, trying to get an orc set up. I guess I could do the... I'm more interested in the Ghost Iron. I was thinking, I guess I could do the rare just for the experience, but... more interested in the Ghost Iron. Piece of tier set their option gallery. I want to go see if I can find that staff in the forest. I think I'm just going to drive myself nuts just poking around looking for it. But if I found it, it would be pretty exciting. That would be worth it. 0 Pandaria World Boss mounts. They're kind of fun to farm. They drop a little more often than they used to. It's not super common, but it's not unheard of anymore. If you have alts and you can farm up some bonus rolls on those alts and then just kind of park them out by where a world boss spawns, you can do like a you know, lap through your alts every week is what I've been doing. I got the Shaw mount that way. I got the Galleon mount, and now I'm working on Nalik. I didn't get it this week, but there's always next week. Okay. Different small RP service. You don't have the wait time. I guess the one thing that I like, and it's not necessarily a benefit, but the one thing that I like about farming those world bosses on all of these characters that are the same server is that I have a pretty reliable understanding of the spawn time for those, like my world boss timers is going to be pretty accurate because I'm pretty much tracking the same. It's generally just the one shard. Hey, level 39. I am getting a lot of experience just from the mining. That's nice. That's not nothing. I'm like eagle-eyeing my chat log trying to see if my ore is selling yet. It's a little bit too easy to keep a close eye on it when you have the Brutosaur mount. It's just a little too addicting to just be like, hey, why hasn't it sold yet? Shall I post more? I shall post more, you know, like even though it's region wide, it's still true that people won't need it all like immediately. Usually sells within like an overnight period. Is there a wait time later in the week? Oh, so the boss is just like hanging out up there. Spirits of Harmony from the raid sell well. I'm shocked. Motes of Harmony do pretty well too. They're involved in a bunch of different types of Pandaria crafting that people still do for transmog and mounts and all that good stuff. maybe Honeyplum needs to set up her Tiller's farm and just start planting a bunch of Motes of Harmony. I used to do that. I liked the donkey mounts a lot. For a long time, every time I played a warlock, I would have her ride like the black, like the Tiller's goats, the riding goats. Because they just had such cool horns. And, I don't know. They seemed nimble. They seemed strong. It seemed like a smart thing to ride up a mountain. My favorite zone. When I was leveling, I used to level through Pandaria because you had to. Like back before they kind of squished the zones and did Chromie time. You would spend some levels in Pandaria. And sometimes I would do the entire Pandaria leveling bracket within Jade Forest, and sometimes I would kind of bounce between zones. I usually enjoyed doing like the main kind of through line of Valley of the Four Winds. And then after I'd gotten done with the main half hill stuff, I would go to the stair. What is it? Go to the stairs that go up to the Kunlai summit. And I always wanted to ride my goat on that passage because I felt like I was going on an alpine adventure. As far as I was concerned, I was at base camp heading up Everest, and I was going to be there with my trusty pack mule. Farming was cozy. I liked the dog. The farming got a bit grindy for me, but that's because I took it way too seriously. I, at the time, was doing it on alts, and I almost burned myself out on it because I was just going a little bit too hard. I think that was when my biggest Dark Souls phase happened, was during the mop patch that had the Pandaria farm. I think that was when I got really into Dark Souls because I needed a game that wasn't WoW for a little bit just to decompress. Okay, so I made it to the forest. What I'm looking for, and I may not find it, but if I'm lucky, what I'm looking for is a staff leaning up against a tree. There's a bunch of different spawn points. They're presumably all like within this forest. And I just want to keep an eye out, I suppose. I don't know if it's realistic to go tree by tree. I wonder if I can... If I can clear all this. Shaman does alright damage for leveling. I'm fighting some rares that are pretty beefy. As well as a couple of extra mobs, so there is that. Need something to relax. Dark Souls. I hadn't discovered Stardew Valley yet. I was such a fool. People recommended me Stardew Valley, and I would look at it and I would go, I don't know, it's like pixel art, you know? Nowadays, I need better graphics, and as it turns out, it wasn't true. I didn't need better graphics. What I needed was Stardew Valley. Keep farm going for Trillium so I can make Sky Golem. Elden Ring variety stream, yeah. I never played Elden Ring. I always told myself that I wanted to beat Dark Souls 3 first, and I never did do that. Oh, I got some gloves for that. I never beat it. I got halfway through it a lot of times, never finished it. Even later you play Violet, do you not need graphics? Apparently not. When I first started playing Violet, the graphics just floored me, and I was very, not upset, but very distracted by them. I would get kind of taken, oh, it's right here, it's right here. The herb led me right to it. That's the staff. We found it. That is a Blizzard account bound item, not that it matters, it's item level 38. But that's an appearance that I have now that I can use in any character that can use staves. That's awesome. Excellent. We found one. Oh man, that was just sheer luck. I was over here for the green tea leaf that I'm gonna vendor. I wasn't even looking for the staff. I mean, I was kind of sort of looking for the staff. Kitty cat, you sure you don't want to come back? I got a spot for you. You want to come? You want to come hang out? Hi. No. All right. See you later. Can't win them all. All right. Well, there's one less thing on the list. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh geez. Okay. Chain lightning. That'll fix this. Oh no, I will fix this. So I know I need, like, Valley of the Four Winds was the zone that I had the most stuff from. So if I go to a different zone, I can probably do a lot better. The Kunlai Summit, there was quite a few items I needed from there, but they were also like super spread out. Graveyard Keeper fun too. I can't think of too much about Stardew Valley. I feel like I get urges to play it in the springtime. I always want to play farming games in early spring when it's like a little too cold for me to be planting things because there's still like snow outside, but it's a little too cold for me to be planting things in real life. And all I want to do is like grow carrots and pet chickens. Oh yeah, I could heal a dungeon. That's a good point. I did say I would do that. Let's spec resto and see what the bars look like. Am I okay? I don't think I'm okay. Well, spec resto. Spend some points. I'm just kind of inventing a spec, so... Oh, no, I'm not. I'm doing the starter build. That may not be better. You get Healing Tide Totem and you get Mana Tide Totem. Echo of the Elements. Sure, yeah, alright. Are most of my spells on my bar? We got Healing Tide there, Mana Tide there. What does Mana Tide do? Mana. Alright. Healing Tide, I guess, does healing. There's Healing Rain. Satisfying animations. There's Spirit Link. It's kind of a big cooldown, doesn't necessarily need to be right there. Yeah, alright. If I do a random mop dungeon, am I gonna need appearances from them? Miss a Pandaria. No, I mean, kind of depends on which one I get. Shadowpen Monastery I apparently need all kinds of stuff from, but if I get Stormstate Brewery, I'm almost done. Yeah, we'll just queue up for a random. Hope for the best. 2 charges of Riptide. Healing Tide actually damages the party. It does a what now? Healing Tide. Pulses, healing all party or raid members. It doesn't say that it damages the party. It says it has a 2.9 minute cooldown, which is... I must have a point somewhere into reducing a cooldown. Oh, it was sarcasm. I have no meter for that anymore. Oh, this is what makes me think I'm not cut out to be a streamer anymore, is that I have completely lost my people who are messing with me meter. I have no concept of when somebody's just making a joke. I just think everybody is dead. I've seen enough people online say enough wild things that I think everybody is dead serious. And I got nothing. All right, Stormstate Brewery, which as it happens is my most completed place. However, I still need a bottle of Potent Potables from Hoptalis, which doesn't look like a bottle at all, but I'll take it. And it should be a pretty easy dungeon. I have a couple of spells. I've turned on mouse over casting using the setting, that's in my settings. You don't have to make macros for everything if you don't want. You can just kind of turn it all on as a toggle. Here. And I get to see what sort of damage I can do. I don't have details turned on, so I guess I won't see in too much detail. I guess I should see what kind of healing I need to do as well. Do I have Riptide up? Sure don't. There we go. Do I have Healing Wave? I do, although I don't know how much mana management I'll need to do. We'll see. The X means it's not on your loot table even though it's equipable? I thought the X was just can I mog it telling me that it's that I don't have it yet. Because it's an int offhand. Presumably it's on my loot table. Water Ball's distracting, love it. Rest of Shaman's a fun healing spec, wish it was scaled better for endgame stuff. They got some love, I thought. I thought they got some big tuning changes. It's kind of neat. I don't know, I wonder if there's any other healing specs I would really realistically play much in endgame aside from Holy Priest and Evoker. It feels like Holy Priest and Preservation Evoker between them kind of cover like a good range of healing gameplay. I don't feel like I'm really missing anything in my life. Ghost Bride, thank you very much for the 2-month resub. Does he play an MDI at least? Oh, that's good. Are you guys enjoying that? Is it going well? Okay. What's just good for experience? I wonder how much gold I'm gonna get from doing this whole thing. Something. Some amount. The answers are lost to me. Maybe 20. We need another 1,300. Oh, we've lost a DPS. Elishaman's my favorite until WoD. Put my Arcane Mage now. I don't have any mages at all. I'm not even sure what the go-to mage spec is. I used to have some idea. I guess we just don't have any regular mages in our groups right now, so I actually don't know what the good mage spec is. Is there like I guess I could check out Substack. Is there a popular one that's doing really well right now? Arcane used to be my favorite mage spec, but that was back when most of the gameplay was here. You press Arcane Blast, and then you press Arcane Blast again, and then you're just gonna keep doing that, and it's a good day. It was like genuinely like a 1 to 3 button spec, which I enjoyed greatly. I thought that was awesome. Nammy Whammy, thank you for the 32-month resub. Good morning, Hazel. Making a nice pancake brunch today. Oh, that sounds fun. That is still Arcane. Poor Mushroom Grandpa lost his mage friend. Big during tier 5 with the 2-piece set. I don't know what I want out of mage. I guess that's why I don't end up playing them. I want it to be a glass cannon, which it is. Do I want it to be simpler? Is it too complicated for me? I don't know. I feel like every time I've tried to play mage, it's ended up feeling a bit complicated for me, and I think that's just because it's an alt, so it's something I'm just trying to pick up on a whim. Oh man. Other than G-Stick, does it give you functionality that you can't get with a keyboard? No, not really. It's just a more ergonomic setup. The joystick is quite useful for movement because it lets you handle all of your forward and your strafing just with a thumb while your fingers are like available for mashing keybinds. So I find that if you're playing a class that does a lot of movement while DPSing, like if you need to hammer out your full rotation while you are moving and steering your character, that's going to be a lot easier with the joystick. But it's not necessary, it's just something that's kind of nice. It was a device that I picked up when I was looking for more keybinds and when I was dealing with repetitive motion pain. And nowadays I just don't play as much anymore, so I guess I don't injure myself to quite the same degree. And as a caster, I'm not always moving and doing my rotation. I can do it. It involves a little bit more spider fingers, and it involves some pretty copious use of my auto run. But I don't use the Orb Weaver anymore. I switched back to a keyboard a couple years ago. Best thing about a mage is being able to teleport around the world. That is pretty handy. It just feels so strange playing a class that doesn't have a spammable self-heal. I love his carrots. I love his carrots strapped to his back. I can't tell if they're for weapons or for snacks. Oh dear. Oh, that's chain heal. That's not healing wave. That's chain heal. I see. I wonder if they would ever add this one to a current Mythic Plus season. I could kind of see it. It's a beloved dungeon. No, we put that over there. Alright, come on, Hoptalis. Any luck? Nope, not for me. Way too much time in this dungeon using those hammers. Could try Healing Tide Totem? I thought about it. I used Spirit Link. That was something. Open Oculus, BRD, and Dire Maul. Oh man, that is a unique opinion. Oculus, BRD, and Dire Maul. I stand by what I said in my last news video. Auchindoun, Wad Auchindoun, not BC Auchindoun, Wad Auchindoun, and I also said Cataclysm's. I picked a Cataclysm dungeon. I picked not Everbloom. I thought about Everbloom. I thought about Everbloom and then I got tired just thinking of like, oh man, I hated doing the wall skip, and they could fix the wall skip, but then oh man, Stonecore. Yeah, I said Stonecore. That's right. That's right. Which dwarf do you think is better? Like the Mole Machine, but no eyes is kind of weird. I don't think either dwarf is better. They're different. They both have great racials. I think that I like their customization. They're just kind of a different theme. Mythic plus Osric. Yeah, I think Mythic plus Osric would be hilarious. It also would be fine once people got used to it. It would be interesting to kind of mine your toolkit to see what your options are. I wonder if every class has something that they could reflect, though, that would work as like a dot to break them out, because I remember trying to do Osric on a non-dot class where all I could reflect was like an actual casted attack. Trying to time that was a nightmare. Like, they would have to do something about that. Not Panda time walking right now, I don't think. I guess I haven't checked. I'm just leveling an alt. Leveling an alt, looking for Mog. I wonder if the tank is going to pull this stuff behind, or if we're just going to do it right here. Well, me and this rogue are behind. Nope, okie dokie. Suit yourself. If you want the most awful one, Seat of the Triumvirate, Oculus, Grim Batol, Hour of Twilight. Hour of Twilight. What? There were a couple of weird ones. What am I thinking of? It might be Hour of Twilight. Dungeons? Here, these people don't need me. Dungeons, was it Cataclysm? Not Zul'Gurub and Zul'Aman, although I thought of those, but then I clicked into them and I'm like, oh yeah, that was a lot of bosses. They would need to break that up and like do it as a new mega dungeon. And I don't think they would do that. I think they would just do a new mega dungeon. End Time. End Time would be, I was about to say an interesting one. I don't want it. Not interesting. Not interesting, just annoying. That was the one I was thinking of. Hour of Twilight, I also barely remember. Barely remember that. I don't think I did it a whole lot of times. Floyd here now. Hey, you got your account back. Mythic plus Halls of Reflection. Escort a Thrall. Yeah. Something along those lines. Vanilla Ubers is Mythic plus. I do feel like, at least for me in my own subjective opinion, I really like what they're doing with mixing and matching new and old dungeons for the season. I had just as much fun running Court of Stars and Temple of the Jaded Serpent and, you know, SBG and whatever the fourth one was this season as I did running the new ones. I think it's a great, and I'm looking forward to having a change in the lineup. I'm looking forward to next season not having to do more Ruby Life pools and being able to rotate out and, you know, stop doing Halls of Valor. Stop doing Halls of Valor. I think it's fun to see old dungeons again. I'm still probably putting as much effort into learning them as I am into learning the brand new ones. Plus, there's lots of people that didn't play all the way back then, and even if they did, a lot of people played the dungeons, but certainly not on a, like, there's running a dungeon while you're leveling or, like, on a heroic, you know, during the expansion, and then there's the level of detail that you end up getting into when Mythic Plus comes around. Very, different kind of scenario. Like the old dungeons a lot better than the new ones. Dread next season with Brackenwall and Infusion. The new dungeons are hard. I would like for them to take into account that difficulty when they are setting the timers, and I would like to see, because what it ended up being in this first season is, at least from my point of view, the old dungeons were almost exclusively easier, partly because of the mechanics, but partly because they just felt like they had really forgiving timers. Like, you could make mistakes and you could wipe and you could still kind of scrape it together. And you sometimes you needed that, and sometimes you didn't really particularly need that. I guess Halls of Valor didn't have a very forgiving timer, but SBG certainly did. And it's, I think that it would be a little bit less frustrating to be learning the ins and outs in the perfect run of Halls of Infusion or Brackenide Hollow if you have maybe a little extra time to deal with it. Level 40. I can't believe I got the only dungeon that I just, like, really truly didn't need for transmog, but it's some good experience nonetheless. Ruby was the only fun Dragonflight dungeon. I agree that it was fun. It was hard. I guess I found it to be hard. As a healer, I found Ruby Life pools on any given week. All of them. Tyrannical, Fortified, Ruby Life pools relative to everything else was just difficult. There we go. Cool. I'm gonna pop on out of there. Academy, pretty fun. Me and the bird don't get along. No new Monk from that. I got an item level upgrade with the gloves. I can't believe I just found that staff. That was awesome. I'm real excited about that. Alright, so nothing I'm realistically getting from there. I am a high enough level now to get epic flying, but I'm really wanting to pay for it myself, which means I'm really wanting to pay for it myself, which means I gotta keep posting. Keep posting and keep hoping. I could go see if there's any stuff for me to do in the Dread Wastes. I guess if we get out of our flying spec here, we can, or out of our healing spec, we can have a flying map back on the bar. The bird with the vague fire swirl is? Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. The swirls are very clear and they're very visible. It's just that there's so much going on for me anyways, trying to heal it. And then once you have the wind pushing you around, I have such a difficult time not getting clipped on that fight. I feel like it takes every ounce of my brain, and then I don't have enough bandwidth for that one. I am very glad that I have a 20 timed. I made it through the one time I needed to. I don't think I really ever want to fight Croth on a high key level again. I don't know if they're going to rotate it back in for a future season. Like if they end up doing 4 Mythic Plus seasons, I don't know if they're going to swap them back. But I could quite happily never see that one again. When do you start healing? It's fun to heal very early. What I would do is I would kind of look at your bars and see what kind of buttons you have and see if you feel like you've got enough. You should have enough. You should have a button that can heal people, and for level 10 that should be plenty. You can totally take her into dungeons. What I would do though is I would take her into not BFA dungeons. BFA dungeons might still be a little bit too tricky to do without all of your buttons. So I would go to Chromie and pick a Chromie time for Either Cataclysm, which will put you into baby classic dungeons, or even like even BC or Wrath might be better. Freehold is just dangerous. All right, Dread Waste. I have 93.6% of this. That's not too bad. There are 2 quest items, and they are behind a very long. Holy smokes! They're behind a very, very, very long quest line. That looks like the whole zone's worth of quests. Is that really all required? Let me see. It's for a shield, and you know it's kind of a neat shield. So you start there. Although it does say I've done that one. That was just like the beginning of, I don't know. Can you start there? Can you pick that up, or is that a dread space? I don't know. Falling down. Yeah, okay. So you can skip right down to here. That's not so bad because you can pick that up. Yeah, all right. I haven't been around here all that much. Plus, I'm so I've got a fair amount of progress in this zone, so it might be nice to just get another pair of items off the list. Neat shield for a meat shield. The end could be gated behind rep. This seems pretty, you know, this part, assuming that I can start down here and I don't need to do all of this, which it looks like I can just kind of jump in. I think that all things has gotten a bit strange. I feel like I used to have an easier time just kind of seeing, maybe it's because I wasn't using it for Pandaria before, but an easier time seeing more clearly what is and is not required. This add-on is all the things, ATT. It's good for figuring out what you know, appearances you need or items or whatnot that you need from different zones. But I'm glad that I took a little scan through, because this, I think, will be much better. Finally decided to add it so I don't have to keep trying to look up what I was missing. Sometimes it does a good job of giving you a heads up at something that you didn't even know existed. Like you'll just kind of see a rare or like an NPC and you'll mouse over it and your tooltip will be like, hey, this guy drops a thing that you could use. And then you're like, wow, I thought I had plans and now I'm doing something else. Other add-ons for collecting. If you're collecting transmog, I find Can I Mog It to be essential. Can't live without it. Every time I have it turned off, it drives me nuts and I can't collect until I turn it on. It's what's marking these items with this check mark that indicates I know that appearance. And it has other icons that it can put on the tooltip to, or not the icon. It has icons it can put on the icon to indicate if it's something that I need to learn. Little orange X's for things that you don't know yet, that kind of thing. Those are my 2 big ones. Can I Mog It and all the things. I'm sure there might be more, but all right. Vale has all kinds of things. Adventuring supplies. Can I just buy that? Can I just buy all of those things? You're just a vendor. Where do you live? He lives in the Vale. He lives right behind me. He lives right here. He's just gonna sell me stuff. Okay. I mean, this sets me back a tiny bit on my gold making goals, but you know, it's just a couple of gold each. Got these are appearances I don't know yet. There's an axe. I mean, it would be too much to hope for. Apparently just buying them is learning them. That's nice. Too much to hope for to, you know, buy a shield off this guy and then be like, oh wait, I don't need that questing shield anymore. Yeah, there we go. A bunch of stuff added to my appearance. Yeah, I cut my hair. White transmog update's my favorite thing. I use Rematch, not so much Pet Tracker anymore. I don't know if I got it set back up again after Dragonflight, but Rematch for sure. Can't live without Rematch. And then I've been using just the CurseForge add-on updater to maintain my stuff. The one that's published by Overwolf, but doesn't require actually running the Overwolf interface. Is my head cold? Right now, no. Not at this particular current moment. I do have hats though. I have a couple of different lovely knit hats that I can put on for when my noggin gets chilly. Set a script to show current zone pets. If you're only collecting pets, it will show you, or if you're collecting pets, they should appear on your list in a zone. I don't have any showing right now because I think I should have them. But you might be able to set, I know there's like custom group tracking. You might be able to set something up there. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to just pop out. I want to work through this, but I know I don't need the top part. I guess I'll just kind of keep an eye out for, I'll check back in on it every now and then and see where we're at. Googling for rematch kept showing me the Zufu site. Zufu is where I go to get all my rematch strings. There should be a link to the actual add-on itself. I have a Google Doc there that has links, CurseForge links to my various add-ons. It's not up to date, but it does have a link to rematch, and the page should have the latest download for it if you're looking to install it. Need to fix the profitability of most things. I mean, fixing profitability is a really complicated thing for a developer to try to fix. I think there are things that are profitable, but not everybody can profit because we're profiting off of each other, you know? I'm like, they can kind of fiddle with supply, and they can kind of fiddle with demand, but you can't, I don't know, it's not, I don't think there's like a bug fix that they can do that's just gonna all of a sudden make your average, you know, leather worker be able to make an extra 5K every week, unless it's via like vendoring things. They could do that, they could do raw gold, but anything that involves making gold off of other players is going to be complicated to work on. But there is a little bit more gold to be made just from raw gold in the game now. If you want to make gold and you don't want it to be beholden to other players, you can do a lot better these days off of, oh, I need to light them on fire, I see. You can do a lot better off of world quests now. They've pretty dramatically increased the amount of profit you get, the amount of gold you get for doing gold world quests. And you can do those across alts if you want, even alts that aren't level 70. So there are ways to make gold, it's just professions. Professions are generally going to rely on other people. A lot of quality demands in public crafting orders. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's probably a few things. I'm sure that they're looking at different ways to... I feel like they've got the bones of a really good profession and crafting system in with Dragonflight, but especially when it comes to gear crafting, there are some hurdles that I'm sure they're still working on. Public recrafting orders? Yeah, I do like the new professions, but I'm not engaging with them as much as I thought I would, I guess, just because I'm pretty antisocial. And I just if the people I already know can do things, and that's good, but otherwise I'm probably just not going to get it done. For a streamer, I'm really allergic to talking to strangers. Fun Pig Jim 1, thank you for the brand new sub. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. Crafting orders are the worst thing ever. They're certainly not great in their current form. I think they have promise, but I also think that I don't engage enough in the system, and I'm not smart enough to figure out exactly how they should fix them. I think that there's a lack of understanding in general about the details of how it works, because the whole thing's just kind of complicated. And that's just a hard, I think, part that'll get helped by time, but I don't know. You have people getting into misunderstandings because somebody's trying to get something crafted, and the crafter's trying to help them accomplish that, but they're missing something, or like, I don't know. I don't know enough about this to talk about it. I should just find something else to talk about. I need to find Marksman Land. Oh, there he is. I wish we had more I wish we had new gold sinks. I wonder if they're just controversial and they didn't want to upset people by putting very expensive items on vendors. Because I know there were some people upset when they did that in BFA. But I really liked it, especially when it's just cosmetic stuff that you don't really need. It's just kind of like a, I don't know, fun thing to pick up. Gold making is a lot more exciting and fun when there's stuff to save it up for, I suppose. Pet battle videos open that part of the game up for me? Oh, thanks. All right, how are we doing? I wonder if I can realistically get this. If I pay attention, which, you know, big ask. I wonder if I can okay, so now it's looking better. If I can realistically get through this amount of questing in like a half an hour. You know, with our auto pickup and whatnot. We just gotta pay attention. Sapfly bits and spirits. Sapflies there, chain lightning here. You want controversial? Zap throttle soul catching is awful. I am right there with you. I have some ideas about doing it regularly to try to farm for the pets, and those ideas, there was a gold sink to save up for, is to save up to buy one off the auction house from somebody else that's done it for you, because holy smokes, that's awful. It's like not bad to do if you're just doing it with a friend. Like it's actually pretty easy to capture a soul if you've got somebody nearby to help you out. Or, you know, some classes that have stuns and dots, and some classes will have an easier time of soloing it than others. But if you're trying to farm the pets from it, like if you're just trying to farm the souls, that's not so bad. But if you're trying to farm the pets that have a chance to drop when you open the docile soul, they seem to have such a poor drop rate. It's just so ugly. Behind in the gold sinks, glad they're giving me time to catch up. Yeah, BFA had quite a few of them. I like the froggies. I like being able to look at collection data and see what everybody's favorite color of frog is, because a lot of people could afford to get one frog and not all of them. And it turns out we like green frogs, we do not like yellow frogs. As a general WoW society, I liked the yellow frog just because it was an underdog. I have a soft spot for things that other people don't like just because other people don't like them. Sometimes, if it's just like an aesthetic or a visual thing. Follow, thank you for the 2-month resub. Yeah, the underfrog, exactly. You get it. Precisely. I want lightning shield back. I want to make sure I have my weapon imbue as well, because that's going to give me, I spec'd in such a way that that's going to give me some extra spell damage. Yeah, professions are definitely hard to get into if you're coming into them late. I'm curious to see what the setup for them is going to look like an expansion from now, after they've had a couple of patches to kind of work on the system and patch up some holes and figure some things out and learn some lessons. I'm kind of curious as to what the more polished version of Dragonflight Professions looks like, you know, a year and a half from now or whatever, when they're doing version 2.0 of it. Do you remember what your first pet was? Mine was Whiskers. Mine was the green wing macaw parrot that comes from dead mines. It's still kind of my favorite. It's a good parrot. It's good colors. I am excited about new trading post stuff, actually, now that you mention it. That's on Wednesday? Oh, so the first day that I come back to stream. So Monday, Tuesday's my days off, and then Wednesday I come back, and we can have a trading post activity day on Wednesday. That'll be fun. No, pet battles were not in when I started WoW. There were battle pets, but they were just kind of companion pets. They were vanity pets. And when I first started, they weren't like in any kind of collection. They were actually no, they used to, at one point they were an item that was just in your bag. Maybe by the time I started, they had like a collection page, but I remember very specifically that it was not account wide, because every time I changed mains, I would refarm my pets. I farmed whelpling pets more than once out in like the wetlands, the red whelpling, because I liked that pet and I wanted to have it, and I was like a pet collector, but I had changed my main character and I needed to start all over again. I think they did it in stages. I don't remember the details. I know at one point it was items in your bag, and then I think they moved to like a menu interface, but it was character specific, and then I think by Cataclysm they'd made it account-wide. I'm not 100% on that. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, no, you weren't able to actually battle them until Mists of Pandaria. Mop was when you first were able to battle them. And when they added that, they added a lot of new pets because they brought in wild pets. And it seems like the original intent behind wild pets was just like, what if you could catch any critter? So a lot of the critters, or basically all of the critters from all of the zones up to that point, had a wild, maybe not all of them, but it felt like all of them had a wild pet version, and there was just hundreds and hundreds of just, you know, green rat number 452 that you could go collect. Started vanilla, had the pet and bag problem too. Yeah, I appreciate a lot how many things have become account-wide now because I stick to a main a lot better than I used to, but I still like playing alts, and it's nice being able to enjoy all the goodies and to collect new goodies, you know? It's sort of fun to work on the overall account. Okay, more Sapphire bits, more Sapphire bits. Spending too long on this one pair of quests. Chain Lightning's kind of fun. I'm not mad at that. 74. Farmed the Dark Whelpling for days. I remember the one from Winter Spring, which I think is the Azure Whelpling, the blue one. That one was bad. That one did not want to drop for me. Feels weird farming for items that you once had. Each color Whelpling for my partner is a present. Got lucky with the green one. I used to really like just setting myself up in an area and just clearing like that. The one thing I liked about the whelp farms is they were just open world drop farms. Like you would just go kill whelps or whatever it was, usually whelps, and you know, you kill a couple thousand of them and you hope for the best. And they have put more grinds in like that over time. I remember doing the Revendreth battling farm towards the end of Dragonflight. We spent some time doing that, but I mean, maybe there are some in Dragonflight. I didn't notice it. Towards the end of Shadowlands, we did the Revendreth battling farm. And I could have bought it, but where's the fun in that, you know? Okay. Turn those in. Add-on that can select a team for battle instead of having to look it up. Kind of. Rematch can do that. Like with Rematch, you can save teams to each individual fight. And there's a setting that you can use so that when you mouse over that tamer, it will auto-load that team so you don't have to go pick them out of your journal. But you do still need to have the teams saved in your Rematch journal. So you can make a team manually and then you can save it to a tamer. Or you can go to a site like Zufu and you can import a string, a Rematch string, and save it. And if you have the pets for it, that works too. That's how I got all mine. I didn't make my Rematch strings. I just import them. Okay. Add-on that can select... Oh, I read that one already. Bought the Revendreth Battle Pet for 200k. Couldn't do it. Farmed Anima the whole X back already. That's fair. So, Zufu's Pet Battles. Do I have the button for that? I do. So you can look up different world quests there, and there will be different teams listed on that website. And there is a button on the page for the team that has a Rematch import string. A lot of collectors do Comp Stomp for Marks of Honor. Fast way to get many of the items you're missing from Mop. I'll keep that in mind if I get closer to trying to 100% stuff. There's definitely a lot of appearances I could get for that. Yeah, Rematch is the add-on that lets you save the teams, and then Zufu is the website that has all the imports. Yeah, I understand. I understand the feeling of giving up on a pet farm. My gilded waiter. Do I still have that chat command? Let me see. Was it burb? Exclamation burb. No, I must have deleted it out of shame. I gave up and just bought a gilded waiter. I didn't have it in me to farm it anymore. Love your sleeves. Why, thank you. Me too. You don't see them all the time. They've been hiding under sweaters. There is gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4 batches of quests maybe between me and these shields. I might be able to do it. Collection of your commands somewhere. Not an up-to-date one. This will have some of them, but a lot of those are defunct now. I haven't updated that command. I haven't updated the command commands. Elbarda used to get on me about that, and I never did do it. Okay. Yeah, so we're down here now. Let's not worry about picking up anything else. Let's just do these two, because I don't want to get too off center. Next comp stomp's not until March anyway. I think I'd probably sit it out. Maybe not. Depends on how things are going. I wonder if I get Nalik to drop, or if I come to my senses and I just pull my druid, just one character off the Nalik farm, I could level her to 70 and then look into doing like some solo shuffle, you know, some actual PvP. Might get a Mark of Honor or two there. Maybe not as many as Comp Stomp, but something. And then also work on the Vicious Mount. I don't even have to be good. I need to remind myself of that. I don't have to get good. I don't have to be unrusty. I don't even have to talk to anybody. I can tab out a chat and just muscle memory my way through it and get the Vicious Mount eventually. And I should. Yes, all the things can help you clear out a zone of quests, but I don't know if it's the best add-on for that. You can track quests with all the things, so it can show you which ones you haven't done, and there is a function in it to kind of show you where the quest givers are, but there's something called, I want to say BTW quests, that chat might be familiar with, that does kind of a clearer job of showing you available quests in a zone and where they are. All the things does it in a way that's a bit messy sometimes. I think that BTW might be better for what you're looking for. Yeah, that one I don't think would be on my list because I don't actually think I'm using it right now. I pulled it up really briefly when I was trying to get as many side quests as I could I was trying to do all the side quests that I could find in the Dragonflight zones because at the time I wanted rep real bad. I wanted as much of the like Tuscar rep and whatnot as I could get my hands on. And BTW did a good job of helping me find like the side quest hubs that I hadn't been to just yet. Yeah. Yeah, it's good for that. If you're just looking for transmog, which it doesn't sound like you are, but if somebody was just looking for transmog, then All the Things does a good job of figuring out what you're missing and where it's from. Okay. I should heal myself. Ow. It used to be that the end game zones, theoretically, you know, Dreadwaste being like the last zone you would level through in Pandaria, they used to have harder quests or like more dangerous kind of slower quest to do. Just want to clear each zone? Yeah. Yeah, BTW will probably set you up. I think Shaman spell effects look really cool also. Don't get me wrong, I love my Evoker, but I am not looking... I guess I probably wouldn't be looking at my spell effects if I was playing Shaman either, you know? I'm spending way too much time healing, babysitting bars, or trying to figure out where the frontal beam's gonna come from and smoke me. So I'm not really enjoying my spell effects, but the Shaman ones are awesome. I love the water effects in particular. I think they're gorgeous. Dangui collection is languishing. Why? Make yourself some Dangui transmogs. Show the world your Dangui fashion. Hoping to be able to make a Night Elf Shaman someday. The one thing I remember about BTW being impressed by was that it had a really nice interface. Some add-ons are highly functional, and the interface feels like you are, you know, using a hacking computer from a TV show. And then some add-ons are a bit glossier, but less functional. And when you can find an add-on that works really well, but also has like a, I don't know, nice user-facing well, interface, I suppose. Just a lot of different fancy ways of saying UI. I don't know, I appreciate that. Not every add-on does it. Not every add-on needs it. You know, some people don't want to mess around with a bunch of extra gloss and they just kind of want what they want when they want it, but sometimes the shiny pretty menus help my brain sort out where I'm going, because sometimes I'll see something like this and I'll just go and I'll never get to the bottom of it. I feel like I should pick up that quest, but I don't know if I should. Does it start with the crystal? No, it starts from Korthik. Okay, so we're just gonna go back. Like hacking UIs, programmer UI. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of programmer UI. I can deal with it, but it doesn't feed my ego. It doesn't make me feel special. It just makes me feel like my eyes hurt. I'm a bit of a princess when it comes to that. But it's easy for me to sit here and judge. I don't make any of them. That's the shiniest, most beautiful thing about being a content creator, is that I don't actually have to make anything original. I get to just sit here and complain about all the things that other people made. It's like the game version of a food critic. I guess I can't, you know, trash food critics too much. My opinion of food critics came from the movie Ratatouille, which involved a rat that could control people like puppets. So, taking it a little bit too seriously. Okay, level 42, new talent point. Anything good? Anything juicy? Give me some extra crit chance, sure. And then, lava burst, damn, 20% more. Yeah, okay. I lava burst sometimes, I've been known to do that. I need a quest called Cry from Darkness from Korik. That one, yeah, probably over here. And that one also. Oh, that does require Honored. Oh, you're right. You were right. It requires a rep. I wonder if you get enough rep just from doing the quest. I don't think you do. I don't think you do. Maybe I should just do another dungeon. Hope I run into a dungeon that's better than or has more mog for me than the last one I did. Content creator different from entertainer? Depends, I guess. There's a lot of different ways to slice a watermelon. There's a lot of different ways to do it. I think it's a kind of an umbrella term that encompasses a lot of different people that are doing a lot of different things and then making their money a lot of different ways. How do you get rep for these? I don't know. I don't want to find out. Stockpile of rep tokens, account bound, I think. Oh, I'm sure you could do time walking and buy time walking tokens. Select a rep to gain in dungeons. Thought that was a thing. You might be right. Maybe an endgame. World quests. Galaxy was didn't want to be more pushy about it. There are dailies. Yeah. Time walking tokens are probably the fastest way to get around it, but I think that pushes it into the grips of things that are too much work for me. I don't think I'm going to continue on this path. If I was going to 100% things, I would come back for it, and maybe one day I will 100% things and I'll come back for it. At least these quests are pick-upable in the hub and not just like off in the wilderness. I could do, yeah, that should pop in some amount of time. We can post some more auctions. I'm trying to scrape together the rest of my gold. I guess, you know what? I got a bunch of items I can sell. Oh no, those are items I bought. Those are just all the things that I bought to be, to learn the mogs from. So we are up some mog today, you know. I got some new items. That's all like the traveler gear though. We don't really need it. 3461. 1,000 gold left. We can do it. Oh yeah, my ghost iron's selling now. That's a couple hundred. Let's throw another batch, 100 gold worth. You know, it's not nothing. Kill the war scouts and warlords. They are a little bit tricky, not impossible, but a little tricky to solo. Okay, claws, agi claws. I'm gonna set my loot spec to enhancement and hope that that's good enough. I think it might be, because Gekon has, or I don't know how to say it, has agi fist weapons, and I'm assuming that I would need to be enhanced loot spec. So hopefully that's good enough. We'll see. We'll find out. I'm doing the dungeon regardless. It is good enough? All right. Forethought. Go team. Are they cool? I guess that's the other question. Ooh, it's long. That's a fist weapon in name only. Looks more like a... Well, I suppose it's a weapon that you hold with your fist. Much like daggers and swords could also be held with a fist, depending on how you're holding them. Thumb over, thumb under. Kill them with your main, send them to your alt. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the point at which it's a good... You're right. You are correct. You could do that. I'm in the phase of my mog collecting career where I'm mostly just prioritizing easy mog, or mog that feels like I can do it, I don't know, in a vaguely contained way. There's so much stuff though. If I was just trying to raise my I guess I am trying to raise my overall numbers. That's why I've been running old raids on my druid, or not my druid, my evoker. My evoker needs more outfits to wear. Other people in the Dungeon Scroll Squad are randoms? Usually randoms. Looks like yeah, looks like just other people that are leveling. I just queue up. I am level 42. It's gonna be weird getting her to a level where she can start dragonflight stuff. I wonder if I'm gonna try to get her to 70 or if I'm just gonna get her to 60 and call it good. I might try to get her to 70. I don't have to do professions. I think that was the thing that was, I felt like I needed to cover all the professions, and I need to just finish letting go of that dream. Just give it up, move on, say I'm never going to have all the professions, and if I do, I'm certainly never going to farm all the spec knowledge for them. I can just level a character with dragon races and world quests, make a little bit of gold, and then have them with some very basic item level for farming old raids. It's fine, or old dungeons, or whatever have you. There we go, Healing Tide Totem. No, that's Mana Tide Totem. Oops. Oh! I tripped. Level been increased for Heritage Armor? I don't know if we know. It used to be 50. I betcha it's 60 now, but I don't know that for sure. Love the Ardenweald Covenant set on my Evoker. Possible to max out all the professions. Yeah, I mean, it's still possible. It's just beyond, I mean, I guess I never had all the professions maxed out. I think the closest I ever came was Warlords of Draenor. I was doing a lot of crafting for myself and mailing things among my different alts. Because there was a lot of, I feel like, daily cooldowns that had to do with the garrison and the garrison buildings. So I had a bunch of garrisons and alts, and I was covering different buildings, so I would make myself stuff that way. But that was probably the last time that I had any decent level of coverage, and even then it wasn't 100%. There's something comfy about old dungeon healing, though. About just kind of queuing in, seeing what time you have to do damage, and then knowing that the healing's not going to get a whole lot more complicated than just chucking a couple of heals on your tank and, you know, the occasional emergency button if anything bad happens. Uldir threw Zol for Mogs. Yeah. Uldir had really boring Mogs, though. I guess that's a subjective opinion. I didn't particularly like the Uldir Mogs. The whole Titan Vault theme is just not... It's not ostentatious enough for me. I need it to be flashier. Alright. Next boss? Claws. Some of the weapons in their slap? That I have not looked at. Guess I can use my mana Titan. My water shield. I don't feel like I'm really spending all that much mana to begin with. I'm probably overly concerned about it. I don't know why it was important to kill that scout. I feel like he was going to go get up to something. I doubt it, but could have happened. About that Windrush totem. Yes. Hang on, I need to catch up to everybody else so that they can benefit from it. Which WoW transmog would you wear IRL? My first initial thought was the Moon Priestess's robes. I've always thought that was a very lovely dress. And when I was like 19, I was like, oh man, I would get married in that. However, I don't wear so many dresses these days. And even if I had like a perfect, comfortable cosplay replica, I don't have any occasions, locations. I have really no cause to wear that kind of thing, and I'm just not the person anymore that will wear the dressy clothing at home. I've done it before, haven't felt the need lately. I just want maximum comfy. You know what I would wear? The beanies that they added to the Trial of Style transmog. The transmog vendors for Trial of Style tokens. That's what I would wear. Windrush totem. Nope, that's Healing Tide totem. I thought that. Let's see here. I put Windrush. That's Spirit Walker's Grace. That's different. I really thought I was pressing Windrush. They all kind of look the same. I thought about the Wendigo suit, but then I thought I have a Murloc suit and I don't even wear that because it's too like heavy and clunky. And I think the Wendigo suit would have similar issues to the Murloc suit. Rock the Gnome Heritage Armor. Yeah. practically my wardrobe recently, and maybe it'll change. I go through phases. Sometimes I have style reinventions, but I wear the clothing equivalent of pajamas, and sometimes I'm just wearing pajamas. And you know, we're making it work for us. Moon Priestess pantsuit. Yeah, there's not so many pairs of sweatpants in this game, as I found out when I was trying to make a transmog to go with the beanie hats, and I discovered not a whole lot in the way of you know, sweatpants, joggers. There's some leggings, but the trouble with leggings is even when they're comfortable, I get cold. I have yet to find leggings that are warm and also comfy. It's like one or the other. They're either warm, but like stiff and tight and irritating, or they're comfortable, but they're just cold. Now I want to see you get married in transmog. Yeah. Resto doesn't get chain lightning baseline. It might have it. I have lightning shield. I have hex. Probably could have used hex for this. Borealis natives heavily into sweatpants. Yeah. I could see it. I mean, if I lived in Borealis, I might want sweatpants too. It looks like it gets cold and damp out there. Finding ones that are long enough for me as a tall girl. Yeah. There are brands that make longer ones. I ended up actually, I wanted to buy some that were locally made, so I poked around on Etsy until I found an Etsy seller that crafts them like in my province. And I didn't need to get anything custom ordered, but people had said that they had done like custom measurements and had them made. The bamboo ones are very nice. They're super comfy. They're just not warm. There's thicker ones. I just haven't tried them. Am I going to make a Horde Drakthir? Probably not. I don't know if I even could on the same server, but my Drakthir is my main. I already have one. I don't need another one. But yeah, I go outside and I see other people walking around in the winter and they're wearing like jeans or they're wearing leggings outdoors. And maybe theirs are warmer than mine, but I don't know. I'm wearing like thick fluffy sweats and I'm still cold. Also, I did not get my claws. Are we just looting everything here? I had a brief point where I was like, what if I start wearing knit woolen leg warmers? That'll fix my problem. You wear the leggings and then you get some 80s style knit knee-high leg warmers and you throw those over your calves. And I'm thinking, is it really my calves that are cold? Is that my problem? Yeah, there are fleece-lined leggings. I used to have some. I don't have any anymore, and I was looking for some, but I couldn't find any that I liked enough to commit to. Hazel knitted games. You need a K there before the N, or else it just sounds like lice eggs. Too late. I know, now I'm just thinking about head lice. It's not a great place to get your train of thought stuck in. I can't move on. I got nothing else. I'm already starting my hunt for my perfect summer hat. It's not summertime yet, but it will be eventually. I need to figure out what my dream bucket hat is gonna be, where I'm gonna find it, what my criteria are. That's a lot of stuff. Let's do Healing Tide Totem. We'll save Spirit Link just in case we need it for the boss. I do like having totems that do some healing for me. That's nice. It feels like they're helping out. Leveling dungeons may not be getting me all that much transmog, but it seems pretty good for... I guess I'm not keeping track of exactly how quickly I'm leveling, but relative to questing. It's just as fast, if not a bit faster. I'm up quite a few levels today. I think I started at 34 and I'm up to 42 within a 3-hour stream in which I've done a fair amount of wandering around looking for, oh geez, they're over there, that's why. I've done a fair amount of wandering. That's the worst placed Spirit Link totem anybody's ever seen. Fair amount of wandering around looking for... Hang on a moment, I'm having an emergency. Alright, Riptides. Riptides. Healing Stream Totem. Healing Rain? Alright. Get myself in the Healing Rain. Heal myself, heal myself, heal myself. I think we still have trash, and that's part of the problem. Some people will tank this in the corner, and that works good. And sometimes you just do the fight the old-fashioned way. And that can also sometimes work fine. Oh, battle reses. Fancy. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Nope. Moving out of that. I guess chain heal would be not a bad idea. Eh. I've had better. No! Every time I Healing Rain, I just, I guess I don't know the rhythm of the fight well enough. Every time I Healing Rain, he chases everybody out of it. Oh no, they're in the corner of it. Look at that. They're standing in the cuddle puddle. Oh, I'm out of mana. Mana Tide Totem. The time is now. We did it. All right. That was unexpectedly difficult. That was exciting. That almost got me warm. I'm wearing those. Those are a big upgrade for me. Thank you very much. New raid looks cool. It's a mop dungeon. It's an old dungeon I'm just leveling, but it was a little tense at the end there. Find somebody who can make a real version of the WoW Herbalism hat. Okay. And I definitely did not get all the relics, so I'm just gonna not worry about that. Neat. All right, I want to check my main one more time to see if that rare is up, and if so, if it can drop me the puppies. Let's see if we can get lucky. Let's just take her back to Orgrimmar. What do you? Any loot? Any loot? Ooh, those shoulders! I needed that appearance. There we go. Sometimes you get a crate of goods for finishing a dungeon, and sometimes it works out. I want to see resto talents. Yeah. There you go. Chain Lightning is up here. I just didn't put a point into it. It's top right on the shaman tree, if that's what you're looking for. Starter build apparently doesn't take it though, which is what I'm doing currently. I don't know why. I guess just because, you know what? I know why I'm doing starter build. It's because I joined a dungeon really quickly before I remembered to set up a spec, and I've just stuck with it ever since. Okay, all right. She is sold. Ooh, yeah, there's some gold. 273. How close am I? I'm actually kind of invested in saving up all my pennies. I need another 509 gold. 509 to get me over the hill. There's 4 gold, 93 there. I could send myself this gold very easily, but it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun saving it up on your own. That's account bound, but I will sell it for 9 silver. Those are, I could sell them for 50 silver. They're a gray. I wonder if anybody would take them for like 15 gold. Just for the Mog. I feel like that's worth trying. Rogue Stone. Does anybody need that? I've never even heard of that. Yeah, no, I can get just about that much just for vendoring it. Same with the herbs and the cloth. Okay, so now we need another 460. Not too bad, not too bad. I posted some more ghost iron, so I think that will come in. Yeah, so I got another 100 coming in. I'm gonna be real close. I need to find something else to do that'll get me just a tiny bit more gold. But let's go check on that. Check on that rare. Yeah, saving for epic flying. 4,500 gold at level 40, and she's 43 now, so she's got the level range for it. She just needs the fundage. One thing that I hadn't been doing, I clean my apartment every week, and now I'm kind of on this routine where I'm cleaning it twice a week just because it doesn't take very long to do, and it just feels real nice and, I don't know, fresh in here when it's been freshly done. But I hadn't really been dusting. I would dust like occasionally, but I wouldn't do it every week with the cleaning. And I finally like sat down and talked to myself about what I actually wanted to do. And I decided that like a real quick round of dusting was a good idea. And now I'm a little mad that I hadn't been doing it this whole time because the desk looks a lot better. There's a lot of just like, devices have a way of just being dust magnets. And there's a couple of different, I don't know, the light over here and the keyboard and the monitor stand and the stream deck and the ATM and different things. And they look all nice when they're not all dusty. Dusting is my nemesis. I just get those, the Swiffer cloths, the dry ones. I don't actually have a Swiffer mop. I just buy the dry cloths, and after I've finished using one, I can actually, I'll throw it in the wash and dry it and then use it again. But they do a good job of just grabbing dust off of stuff, and I find that to be kind of satisfying. It's like coloring, except in reverse. I just, there's like a handful of places that I know for a fact tend to get dusty, so I'll just hit all those ones up and then throw it in the wash. It does make me sneezy, though. Hard to commit to. By the time it builds up, seems more overwhelming. Yeah, I'm sure there's still places that I like can't see or I'm not thinking of that are getting dusty, but I don't know. Just hitting up the big high traffic ones once a week is doing me a lot of good. I didn't realize how much it was bothering me until it was gone, and then I was like, oh, this is nice. Built an actual dust magnet. Keeps the place real clean. Dusted my PC out for the first time in like 2 years. No more overheating. Yeah, I dust the outputs and like the top of it. I'll be honest, I don't get inside there as much as I probably should. One day when I have more pets and more pet dander and dust flying around, I'm gonna have to set up like a regular schedule and be like, listen, this is when we're whipping out the compressed air and getting to it. Microfiber glove. That's not a bad idea. All right, I'm gonna wrap up for the day. I will be back not Monday, not Tuesday, but Wednesday, which happens to be the first day of the month, meaning that we will have a brand new batch of Trading Post stuff to look at and some Trading Post activities to work on to see how quickly, see if we can cap out our Trading Post bar within one stream. I don't know if we can, but we can try. Thank you so much for joining me. Appreciate you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend and a wonderful, wonderful day.